Hello! Let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh, nothing's lighting up. Everything's all static. But hello, everybody. Hello. Belinda's silent for a second because we're talking to chat. How's chat? How's everybody out there tonight? How you doing? We're gonna be teaching Belinda how to draw VTubers. But Belinda doesn't have like a super good I don't know what the word is. Doesn't have a lot of experience with like VTubing in general. So we're gonna start with like the basics, the 101, the tracking and that stuff. That's where we're gonna start. So if you don't know anything about VTubing, boy, this is a great place to start. If you ever want to become a VTuber in general, not just draw one. Hello. Helua. See, I remembered. Helua, everybody. Oh, I just remembered. I wanted to put... Oh, shoot. I forgot. I wanted to put background music on. Professional streamer, Lua Lucky. Let's see. What's good music? What's good music? What's the vibes? How are we feeling on the vibes tonight? Vibe check? I'm gonna unmute. We're gonna start talking now while I find the music. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for this? Let's see. Hello, everybody. Hello. I'm just gonna unmute. Okay. Classical music? Moods?
Hello.
How are you? We were just talking.
So everybody, chat, this is Lua Lucky. She's been in our stream a couple times. So she is going to be our sensei teacher, PhD in rigging masterness. And so I will let you introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Lua Lucky. I've rigged a lot of, I've rigged a lot of VTuber models and models in general, live 2D stuff. And I'm here to help Belinda learn a little bit about drawing for VTubers. And yeah, I'm also a programmer, and I just sort of stream like any kind of making stuff a lot of the time. I honestly don't even stream that many video games. I just draw like, I don't know. Programming or live 2D or handicrafts. I used to do some of that.
Wow, that's quite a resume you have there. Real quick, I just want to interrupt. I just want to make sure that the volumes are okay on both of our ends. So chat, give me a thumbs up if our volumes are good. I think I'm slightly louder than you, but I can't tell. And if you need a sound check on your end, just let me know.
I am going to be running some royalty-free music on my end. Some royalty-free orchestral music. I'm trying to find some good ones right now.
I'm playing a jazzy night Spotify playlist. Oh, okay.
That's wonderful. Maybe I should go that way.
Let me turn you up.
I'm playing like battle music right now.
I mean, I was playing the Rocky theme song as my intro. I got that training montage ready to go.
Perfect.
All right, so I adjusted you a little bit louder. So chat, give me a thumbs up if we're good to go. And the music's gonna be like super quiet because I don't want it to be distracting. So, okay, well,
same on my end. Tell me if the music's good. I just adjusted it. But yeah.
All right, I'm gonna have your stream up, or your chat up as well. Okay, I think they're spamming emotes, so we should be good to go.
Sounds probably fine.
All right, so I'm gonna let Lua take it away. So currently, what program are you using right now, Lua, to show your avatar?
So this is the most common VTuber tracking program for non-Japanese VTubers. It's called VTube Studio. It's made by a guy named Denchi. And it has a lot of fantastic features. There's new features being added every day. Which I really like. Basically, like, part of the reason that there was even like much of a VTubing boom outside of Japan in the first place was literally because of this program. And so basically what this program does is you have some sort of camera. The best camera is literally an iPhone, because the iPhone has a IR sensor on it, so it tracks every feature of your face. And
Whoa, okay.
then it streams that face tracking data to your computer via your Wi-Fi or your USB connection. And so it's only tracking your face, like the muscles of your face and like the position and rotation of your head, relative to the phone.
Sorry, I have to interrupt you real quick.
Yes.
Our channel has redeemed Uwu Talk for 1 minute, so
Uwu?
you don't. So you can you can speak in Uwu if you'd like, but mostly it'll be me that has to go into that. So if I start sounding strange all of a sudden, that's why. Anyway, please continue.
So
That's very interesting.
So all of these face tracking information comes in the form of numbers, and the numbers get translated into the numbers that the Live 2D has set on them. And you can kind of think of the Live 2D as like animation from one keyframe to another. I can't keep this.
It's hard.
It is hard. I don't even know how I'm supposed to pronounce some of these words.
Anyway, you don't have to do it anymore. It's fine.
But compared to technically what could be tracked by your face, it's somewhat limited. So like how much you're smiling, and how open your mouth is pretty much the only information you get about your mouth. For your head, you get the angles, Z, X, and Y, and you get body position, but most people don't use that for anything, or like a head position. Most people don't use that for anything. And then for eyes, you just get whether they're open or not, and you know where you're looking. You also stick your tongue out.
So this is the program tracking, or the iPhone, I guess, sending the information to the computer of your face movements, right?
Yes. Do you have an iPhone, by the way?
I don't have an iPhone, actually.
Okay,
I have an
that's
iPad.
fine.
Does that work?
Depends on how new the iPad is.
iPad Pro?
That should work.
Okay, let me just get a ginormous mount. Is it like mounted above your monitor?
I think I should mount it above my monitor, but mine's mounted below my monitor. I have like a big, I have like this bendable, iPhone holder that like clamps onto my desk, and then I can just like position it however I want. But honestly, the more I think about it, the more I think that it should be above my monitor, like where you would put a webcam. So yeah.
Okay. So okay. So in that case, is it off to the side, or is it like straight ahead?
It's directly in front of me. But because the I don't know, maybe I should send an Amazon link or something. The specific iPhone holder I have, think of it like it's just like a big snake that's like attached to my desk. So it's mounted like really far away behind my monitors, and then it comes in front. So it doesn't actually take up any of my desk space. It's just floating above my desk.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, which not great for iPad. That will definitely take up some desk real estate. However, I mean, you don't have to use iPhone, but iPhone is iPad is by far the best face tracking. Honestly, it really doesn't even come close to the alternatives. It used to be that the next best alternative was just a webcam, and it just took the information from the video of the webcam. But now, just recently, like literally 2 weeks ago, someone made like a Android, or someone figured out some way better Android face tracking that literally just got added. So Android face tracking is a lot better now, but iPhone is still incomparable to anything else.
So this program links to any device, or Apple only, or
it will link to any device.
Okay, so even like a standard webcam, it would work too, right?
Yeah. Here, I'll show you. There's a setting for it up here. You can choose your webcam.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. And then right now I have it set to hand tracking, which is a thing that it does, but we don't need to worry about that because honestly, hand tracking is for really specific use cases. Another thing that it tracks, though, actually, I should mention, is that it tracks where your mouse is. So where is that? Oh, here it is. So you can have your VTuber move its hand depending on where your pen or your mouse is or whatever. There's
I see. Oh,
also
so that's how people use that. Like, oh wait, so is it the actual character moving, or is that when people have like the hand attachments and stuff?
this would be for if the actual character. This would be like you made it as part of the character. There are
Oh,
like third-party programs that run alongside VTube Studio that make it look like your hand is moving, but if you've added as part of the rig, it's just less things to think about.
I see. Okay. Nice, nice.
Yeah, there's
So
also
far,
third-party programs that people make to track like your pen tilting on your tablet and stuff like that.
that is so fancy. I
Yeah.
don't even keep track of that.
If you wanted to rig it into your avatar.
Yeah. Okay. So far so good. It seems is this like a pretty lightweight software, or is this kind of like you can't have anything else running while you have this program up?
It's not lightweight, but it's not like you can't have
Oh.
anything else open.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Somewhat, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So it seems like a pretty all-encompassing program to kind of just you leave it up and then you just let it do its thing.
Yeah, you don't even have to have it like up because you know it just does everything. There's also the aspect of you can set like emotion, like expressions is what they're called. So they change like the expression of your character, like they're toggles. So like you can change things about the character, which
Is
in
that like
most
a
cases
keyboard shortcut, or is there like a button?
anything. It can be a button here on the side. You see those on the right? That it could be that. I'm pressing it on my Stream Deck. It can also be a hotkey. Most people use hotkeys.
Oh, okay. So I need to go buy a fancy Stream
No,
Deck.
no. Most people use hotkeys.
Okay. So someone in chat asked if you can get this program from Steam, or where do you recommend getting it?
Yes, Steam is where you get it. So it's I think you get it for there's two separate purchases related to it if I remember correctly. You have to purchase it on Steam, and then you also have to pay for the pro version on phone, but together it's only like $25. So
okay.
Yeah,
perfect.
Yeah, no, it's not that bad. And that's just forever. It's not like a subscription or anything. Stream Deck, and what was the other one? Just hotkeys, like pressing. If you decided, oh, my glasses is gonna be O, and then you press O and your glasses show up, that kind of thing. It's just something that you set up in the program. But there's a lot of you can get it gets really complicated when you start talking about that stuff, but that's just to mention that that most VTubers have these like quote unquote expressions that they can put on their face, or whatever, that just changes features, any feature.
I have a weird question then, because when I draw, you use keyboard shortcuts, right? So like Control C and Control V for copy paste, or like B for brush or whatever. So I guess you would just pick different commands that don't overlap with your program. Okay, because it's like, can you imagine if I kept pressing like B for brush and my face kept changing?
Before I moved to Stream Deck, I actually had that problem a lot. There was one shortcut that I used or like button or something that kept like triggering hotkeys, and it was really weird. But usually I recommend setting hotkeys that your keyboard doesn't even have in this program. Oh wait, that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
There's like, well, I mean, I know there's like some gaming keyboards that have like crazy macro keys on the side. So like maybe those kinds of keys that don't exist on my keyboard.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, whatever I just said doesn't really make any sense because I was just thinking about it anyways. But yeah,
anyway,
hotkeys.
keyboard
you can
shortcuts.
say whatever hotkey you want.
Makes sense.
And they could be like a dual, so like Control R or something. So yeah.
I thought this was going to be the segue that we got lost on for like half an hour. It's like, what hotkeys do I set?
Whatever you want.
Yeah, that's good. Is there a limitation to how many of these expressions you can set? Okay.
No.
So the world is your oyster.
Yeah. Oh, I just realized you can't see my screen on my side. Oh shoot. Screwed that up. Screwed the pooch on that one. Oh,
we're professionals here. This is how we
no one in chat
totally not winging it. No, not winging it.
You guys are screwing me over. You're making me look bad. Let me see. I think I screwed something up. Anyways, so yeah. Do you have any other questions about like how to actually VTube?
Do you have to be in a well-lit room?
No. If you're using Android or webcam, you do.
Oh, okay.
If you're using iPhone,
Oh, because
no.
you use IR.
Mhm.
Ah, interesting. Okay. So far, so good. I don't have any questions that I can think of. Chat, do you have any questions? Oh, we got a posture stretch check. Oh, okay. So right now you can only move. So your body moves with your head, right? Like only your head is being tracked,
Yes.
but your body is moving with the head.
Yes. Because in the rigging part, I told it to.
Okay.
All of the body movements are in reaction to my head.
What? So when you're flapping your arms, that's because of your head?
Mm-hmm. That's because I
What?
told, and when I created the character, oops, sorry, I still didn't fix this. When I created the character in Live 2D, oh my god, it's still broken, sorry. Okay, when I created the character in Live 2D, I told it, okay, when I move my head up, put my arms together. When I put my head down, put my arms apart. That kind of thing.
Interesting. And you don't have to animate like that transition, right? Your arms moving up and down. You just say move arm from point A to point B, and it does it by itself.
It interpolates it, yeah.
Okay, nice. Okay. Oh, there is one question that I've always kind of pondered when it comes to streaming is when you so it tracks your face, right? So when I'm drawing, I'm always looking down.
Yes.
Is that a problem?
Just
Or is
gotta
that
put the
gonna be a
camera
problem?
down.
Oh.
So the camera's down and then pointing up at your face. That's at least what I do.
Interesting. Huh. Okay. Hi Mamo, thanks for the follow. Yay!
I think I finally fixed it.
And also hello 47ness. Thank you for the follow as well. We're getting some eager students in the chat. Sorry, I don't want to like interrupt you while chat's like going off, but
No
they're
worries.
having their own conversation.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that was one of my main concerns is because like what I tend to see on Twitch these days for like certain illustrators, like when they look down, it's like their eyes close, so it looks like they're sleeping in front of their Cintiq, and like that's what I want to avoid.
Yeah, they need to move their camera.
Yeah, so I guess, is there a way to have it look like you look like you looking down, but you don't look like you're asleep? Or is that just like the camera angle is what would determine that?
What's happening in their situation is that they have the camera like directly in front of them, so when they look down, the camera interprets it. I don't know if it's doing that for me right now, as my eyes being closed. But if I were to say to pick up my phone right now and move it in front of my face, are my eyes now open?
Yes.
There you go.
Oh, magic.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Easy.
also, this is another component to this, is that you can change where what the default position of your head is. So for instance, if I wanted my face to generally be pointed to the right because it's like I'm looking at the game, then I would calibrate it. It's just a tap of a button on my end. It's kind of complicated to explain without you being able to see my iPhone. But now that even though I'm looking directly at my monitor, I'm faced to the right. So you can calibrate it like that.
Okay. So in that case, I know we were like I was discussing with chat the other day about like, oh, is it better to do a 3/4 facing VTuber or is it better to do like a forward facing VTuber? Do you have any thoughts on that?
My opinion, it's very much an opinion. My opinion is that I'm bored of VTubers that look like this, that are perfectly symmetrical and facing forward. Technically, you can rig a VTuber to do whatever you want, no matter what way you draw it. That depends on the skills of the rigger. But I have to say that my favorite VTuber model is the one I showed you, which is Kayson, who is drawn in 3/4. But I saw you look her up, and you were like, but she's facing front. That's because her rig goes all the way from the left to the right, even though her default is facing to the left or whatever.
Interesting. You can't even tell. Like the transition was like, it fooled me. Like I thought she was like forward facing and then just turned left and right.
Kayson has the best VTuber model in my opinion. She's rigged by someone named Himono, who is the best Live 2D rigger in my opinion. She's a god live TV rigger. She does stuff like she makes a VTuber turn 360.
What?
It's
That's
insane.
incredible.
It's insane.
Someone in chat asks, there's no chance of accidentally showing your face, right?
There's absolutely no chance unless you have your webcam hooked up to your computer and you accidentally add your webcam as a source in OBS. But it has not for VTube Studio. There's absolutely no way to do that because VTube Studio, it takes in like there's an IR and a camera on your phone, but it only sends those numbers, those face tracking numbers to your computer, not the video at all.
Interesting. Okay. Dang, I had a question and then I totally blanked out on it. Someone said sleeping VTuber villain. Can we make that a thing?
I mean, yeah, absolutely.
All right. So yeah. Okay. Maybe I'll just position my phone in a way that if I wanted to take a break, I could just close my eyes. Oh, I remember. What happens if you leave your phone's viewing point? Like what happens if you disappear? Like do you just poof, or do you like
I'll show you.
does your VTuber turn dead, or oh no. You're just like
so there's different settings for this actually. Most people do what I just did, which is don't move. If you lose tracking, don't move, because hypothetically you can lose a little bit of tracking all the time, but it really doesn't happen. So to be honest, it's not even the ideal situation. Where is this setting? Is it here? Sometimes these settings do not make sense with what category they're in, but whatever. Is it here? No. Oop, whoop, whoop, whoop.
whoa.
I think it's in this one. It's not in this one. So there's a few settings, is my point. Here it is. Stay at pose. And then the alternate is go back to default. So let's see what happens when I do that.
Oh, okay. So you just turn back
yeah,
into
it like
blank stare.
Alternatively, this is a fairly new option. You can have it automatically start playing a set idle animation.
That's so cool.
Where's that set? Here it is. Idle animation tracking lost. Is that mode for when you have to walk away from stream? Yeah, basically. Or yeah, anytime your face
like
gets
a
covered.
bathroom break.
Yeah, or even if I
something.
just accidentally move my hand in front of the camera, it stops tracking me, right? So it happens a lot. Or if I freak out and smash my head into the desk.
Which is common.
Yes.
I only know this because I have a friend that does VTubing, and when he like leans back in his chair, his like VTuber disappears. So I'm just like,
Oh,
how can I prevent that from happening?
it disappears?
Yeah, like he like disappears. Like I don't know, because camera stops tracking him, I guess. So he vanishes. Or like when someone gets like I know another VTuber, like when she takes a break, she like disappears from the stream. Like her VTuber disappears.
I mean, in that case, they're probably just hiding themselves in OBS.
Ah, okay.
So that they don't get the goofy stuck in place. Always ends up happening for me is that I always end up having it didn't happen. Maybe it fixed it. I don't know. But my eyes always end up in a weird wonky position when I do that. But
we have a question. What's a good resolution drawing you'd recommend for being used in Live 2D? I think Airsus, we'll get to that later if you don't mind. Or is that an easy question that you can just answer?
the easy answer is as high resolution as physically possible. Because when you actually put the texture when you put the image into Live 2D, it gets resized anyways. So it's not like there's gonna be like a like
you can't draw too big either, right?
Yeah. You cannot draw too big because, like I said, it's gonna get resized. So it's not like it's inefficient. It's not like it's gonna be inefficient. It's exactly the same either way. So if you draw too low, then I can't do stuff like this.
Hey. Oh, okay.
So yeah, if you draw too low resolution, it will be a problem for the VTuber.
Yeah, you don't want a grainy face. Grainy granny face. You don't want to show your wrinkles to chat. No, because I have that same problem where it's like, well, my problem was that like, okay, so for example, I draw for very, very large objects like a car wrap, right? But then I also draw in high DPI, so when the other person opens their computer, if it can't support it, it causes problems. So like, I guess that's not something I have to worry about, is that the program itself can't handle the image, right, if I draw too big.
Correct.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
So do you remember the resolution of your image? Is it like, 10 inches, 15 inches, 25 inches?
I did it in pixels.
I cannot convert pixels to...
It was... I remember the height. The height was 12,000.
12,000? Okay, let me just...
The width was something like 5,000.
Are you at 350 DPI?
I think probably 300.
Okay. So 12 inches, 350 is 4,200 pixels, which is very small.
No,
I think.
not 12 inches. 12,000 pixels. Height.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Brain stopped working. Okay, hold on.
Something like that. That might be overkill, honestly.
Backwards.
Yeah, it is.
That would be 34 inches. That is very large.
Yeah, it is really large.
All right, cool. We're getting comments like that was a lot of information at once.
Watch the VOD and take notes. Are you taking notes? We'll be checking after class.
Yes, I'm gonna do it. Well, she's gonna do a pop quiz. I'm also glazing over all this information. No, but I mean, like, it makes sense. I feel like it's stuff that you have to kind of play with once you have like you can't do anything with this information until you actually have a VTuber, right?
Yes,
so this is kind of like a crash course of like what to expect once you have your model ready.
I am only giving this crash course because I was watching the VOD and we were talking, and you guys were talking about like tracking points and hand tracking and stuff. So I was like, okay, let's start with that. Because it just feels like a good place to start.
It's good because it eases a lot of my concerns that I had originally, because I wanted this to be like as like what's that word? Like, yeah, like I don't want it to be distracting from the actual stream content. So it's like if I could just like set it and forget it kind of thing, and like I don't want to worry about like my character disappearing or my face looking like it's sleeping, like all these things I have to manage in addition to drawing is gonna be like a big pain. So
I don't really think about it. If anything, I think about I want to make a certain face, so what muscles do I have to move in order to make that face? That's the most I ever think about it.
Yeah, but then for example, if chat says something and you want to get like mad at them, right, you have to press the button that says look mad,
hypothetically,
because by default, like even if you scowl in person right now, you're just like frowning. So
there are ways. So actually, funny story, personally, my own rigging methodology ethos is that I try to rig in such a way that the VTuber can be as expressive as physically possible without ever touching a button. So there are ways to like, I don't want to like pull out someone else's model and like inhabit their body.
No, please don't do that.
But I didn't really do it for my model, but there's like ways to make it so that like if I were to frown, for instance, then like the rest of my face would be a little bit more angry or something.
That makes sense, yeah. But it's like if you want to go that extra mile and look especially angry.
Yes, if you want to be extra angry looking, you gotta press the button.
You press 5 to get mad.
You can also set it up so that when people redeem stuff, it triggers expressions too.
Oh, okay, interesting. And I've seen people do that. It's like someone does a channel redeem to like change your outfit or to like give you a head pat or to like do all these additional things. Mado. Sudden transformation. So is that also programmed into Live 2D or is that how does that link with Twitch?
Well, that's the thing. So it's actually not in Live 2D. That is a third-party. They're called plugins. That's a third-party plugin called VTS React. That's actually made by Iron Vertex, which is a really famous Western rigging group. But
Okay.
yeah, so the absolute coolest thing about VTube Studio as opposed to other trackers, because by the way, there actually are other VTuber trackers, but honestly, they're not nearly as good. Except for a Japanese only program called Nizima Live, but we're not gonna talk about that because you have to have a Japanese address and Japanese credit card in order to use it. So
Oh dear, that
Very
seems
annoying.
a little hard barrier to entry.
stupid. Anyways, so the coolest thing about VTube Studio is that it has the ability for other people to write programs that interact with it. So increasingly, and I'm not gonna toot my own horn, but I am also one of these programmers that makes plugins for VTube Studio. But increasingly, we're seeing some really cool stuff. A pretty famous one is called TITS.
Hey.
It's an acronym for
Right.
throwing items towards streamer, something like that.
Ah, I've seen that. Yeah, like a bunch of items will just fling themselves at
Yes.
the streamer, and then the streamer's like head will go backwards or something like that.
Yes,
I've seen that one.
That's a
okay.
VTube Studio plugin.
Ah, interesting. So now I have to be a programmer or make
No.
programming friends.
No. Definitely, you don't. Yeah, there's plenty of people are making cool stuff that you can just download.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to that. Yay! All right. Chat, do you have any questions or
About the
can
VTubing
we-
tracking part.
Yes. And it makes the sound of stuff hitting the streamer. Yes, it does. It goes pa 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 pa.
I started making a plugin where if your neck moved really suddenly, it would go crack.
Oh god.
But someone beat me to it.
Oh no. I was about to say you're doing the important stuff.
Yeah.
We need to do one where the back breaks too. 'Cause
Oh, there you go.
all the artists have like horrible posture.
Every
you
time
need to
someone
almost, like,
redeems
posture check.
Yeah.
It has to make a grandma sound or I don't know, back cracking or something. All right, cool.
We didn't go over the really fancy features of this program, but that's the basics of it.
I think that would be the advanced course lesson.
That's for the end.
Someone says, is it easy to link like blinking eyes to cat ear twitching or something?
Yes.
They said car ear twitching, but
Yeah, I think they meant cat. It's very common. It's very common that VTubers link their eye blinking to. Actually, you can see that my little cowlick twitches whenever I blink. But anyways, very common. That's something that's done on the riggers side. So they're the ones that link those two up. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. That leads me to another question then. How easy is it to put in these add-ons later? Like, for example, we did a Balindra figure, but then later we were like, oh, maybe we should do a cat ear Balindra figure. Like, how easy would it be to add in cat ears?
So, the answer to your actual question is pretty easy. I mean, it just depends on, so it's not something that the person who just has the VTuber file can do. But one of these buttons. Oh, not that one.
That's so cute.
Yeah. I have so it's the real answer is you talk to your rigger and they add the art files in and they rig it up, and it's not that hard. It's as hard as adding it in the first time, and then they just send you the updated file. Now that said, there is one of the funnest features of this program, here it is that you can put items, you can pin items like images to your avatar.
Oh yes. Okay, I've seen that with like the blankets and stuff. People create like assets that you can just download, right?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So it matches with your head too. So is that like, okay, so for example, if I downloaded the blanket asset, right?
Yes,
And I
I can
turned my
show
body,
you.
would it also turn with you?
Let me get the exact blanket asset you're talking about. So here's how it works. You load it in, and it's just like in, and then let me move my model, make it smaller. You move the item to match up with your avatar, and then it like attaches where your mouse is. So right now it's attached to my cheek. Here I'm gonna attach it to my chest, and then I could probably attach it to my head. Yeah, the top of my head, which looks super dumb.
Do you pick the anchor point, or
yeah,
like
it's
how
where
do
your
you?
mouse is when you let go, which is actually kind of a new feature. Not many people know that that's how it works, but
We got all the juicy secrets here. You heard it here first.
I am a preeminent VTube studio expert. Where does this? I always forget how to actually throw that away. Really proving my excellence here.
There you go. So, okay, so in that case, if I wanted like customized ears, for example, I would have to speak to a rigger. But if I just downloaded like a blanket asset or a pre-made cat ear asset, I can just throw that on and pin it to my character.
Yeah,
is what it sounds
well,
like.
so the difference, I mean, when you're talking about people's pre-made assets, they're literally PNGs.
Okay.
They're not special at all. They're literally PNG. So you can draw one and just throw it into VTube Studio. The difference is that it's not like attached to your model, and it doesn't have like physics when you move and stuff. It's just like
it's like a sticker.
Yeah, it's like a sticker. Exactly. It's exactly like a sticker.
Okay, so like if I did cat ears, like if I turned my head, it wouldn't rotate with my head, kind of thing. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, we have a new follower, Q Pelucci.
Oh,
Thank
hey,
you for
Q.
the follow. They came from you?
They came
Referred from
me. Referral. I get a bonus for that. Thanks.
Yeah, I'll send you the check later. You'll get it in the mail. Can you toggle the rigging bones in VTube Studio?
Toggle. I'm not sure what they mean by toggle.
I guess it's like to pretend your VTuber has like abnormally long arms and you wanted to add like 3 joints in it or something.
No.
Is that like something that you set? That's what I'm assuming is what they're asking.
Yeah,
but
definitely can't do that. However, this is a brand, like literally brand spanking new feature is the thing I'm showing you right now.
man, we picked a really good time to start this lesson.
Yes,
It's like
yes.
all the shiny new things came in like 2 weeks ago.
Yes, and a lot of new stuff's been added recently. So this is a literally brand new feature that allows you to create those expressions that I was talking about in VTube Studio, because honestly, before it was kind of a pain to do it. Now it's stupid easy. So now, what's something that's really obvious? I have so many parameters on my.
So I realized I should make your screen bigger. There.
So for instance, I want a parameter that brings my arm up, and so this actual movement is something that the rigger has to do, and the rigger sets it so that at this number it looks like this, and at this number it looks like this, etc., etc., etc. But depending on how thorough your rigger was, you might have the ability to set up parameters like this. So I can set it so that if I press one of my hotkeys, oh, that's right, I forgot that I have that. Okay.
Oh dear.
What is this? I can make my VTuber model make this position.
So is that just that becomes your new default pose kind of thing?
So this can be one of my hotkeys now. So I would set the expression name, which I almost called serve or something. Let me change this music really quick. Sorry, it's really distracting. Okay, sorry. And then click save. And so now it's this new expression that I have here in this list, and then I can hook it up to a hotkey.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. So they clarified. They said, I mean to show like a debugging option. Does that make more sense? I guess if something's not working as intended, you can like fix it in Vroids or
no. Once the person who is receiving the VTuber model receives it, they don't really have a lot of control over it. All of the control is back in the Live 3D editor.
Got it.
That's where all the control is. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. And someone says if you want to punch chat, you can inflate your hand. That's a great idea. I'm getting a lot of great ideas here. Like someone had a channel redeem for, because I have a left-hand drawing channel redemption. So they said they can like swap my hand placement. That would be so,
There you go.
that'd be so good. Yeah. All right, cool. I think that's pretty good for like
The rigging, the tracking part.
Yeah. So chat, if you have any other questions, please, someone is messaging me. Please don't be shy to like ask any questions. We are here for you. Can your model move like 2 times faster than your own movement or slow motion? Are you making a derpy face on purpose?
Yes, well, I'm thinking, because the answer is kind of. You cannot actually make it like move slow-mo like how you're thinking. I hate this song. Okay, sorry. But you can, let's see. Is it this one? Let's do this one. You can set the smoothing. So now you can see that it kind of moves in slow motion because there's way more smoothing to it. So it takes longer to react.
I see. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, which is really great because if you didn't have any smoothing on, I'll show you. It gets very fidgety very quickly.
Oh, I guess so. That's you know, if you're not able to sit perfectly still, like if you're making like minor movements, your V won't be like also like wiggling in her chair. Yeah. Oh god.
Yeah.
It's the caffeine wiggles. So when your eyes are changing like that, are you pressing a button?
Oh no, that's something I rigged.
Oh.
So that's
So
exactly
is it
what
just
I was
like when
talking about with the like, oh god, I need to turn smoothing back on. It's gonna drive me insane. That's exactly what I was talking about with the like that is just like up to the ingenuity of your rigger of how to like connect the tracking points that you do have up to the like emotions and stuff. So for instance, that thing you were just seeing is actually when my eyebrows go up and I smile, then it shows stars in my eyes.
That's so cool. That's really cute. So okay, I guess in that case, I was like, okay, what if your camera's like not like, what if you're looking down? But I guess if your phone is looking up at you, then that won't be a problem. I see.
So that's a pretty good job, even though I'm looking down, honestly.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I have another question randomly. Is I see sometimes that a lot of VTubers, their eyes like flicker opening, like one eye is like opening and closing, but they're not winking. It's just like kind of looks strange. Is that something that like we can address?
That is almost certainly because they're using a webcam. But if it is something that you're concerned about and you're never gonna wink, there's a
but that's where all the sub money goes.
Yeah. There's a setting that you can just link them so that they always, oh wait, it didn't actually do it. But you can it's a setting that you can set so that it just always they're always together. I have a bad habit of like, actually the funny thing about my rigging or my eyes is that a lot of the time when you see only one of my eyes wink, it actually is just because my eye is twitching.
But it makes it anime moe like winking. Meanwhile, you're just like in sweatpants and your eyes are like twitching.
Yeah, I'm just actually caffeine deprived and exhausted, and my eyes are just twitching.
Oh no, you're exposing all VTubers.
But yeah, the answer to your question is it's almost certainly because they're using either Android or webcam tracking, which is way less sensitive than iPhone.
Sounds like I need to buy an iPhone next.
I mean, your iPad will do it.
Okay. Man, I'm so excited. Someone says, literally me with the constant drawing eye twitches. Don't worry, it'll be translated into very cute anime girl winkies.
Yeah.
You're good. So if you wink in person, then it winks, right?
Yeah, I actually have a very hard time winking in person. I'm shocked. Oh, I did it again. There we go. But yeah, you can wink. It tracks each of your eyes individually.
Cool. All right. think we're I think that's good so far as well.
Yeah, good on that part.
Chat, any other questions before we move on? I don't even know what we're moving on to, but we are seems like we could, this is like a good segue to move into the next thing. Maximum effort to wink in real life. I can wink in real life, only my right eye though. Actually no, I think I could wink with my left eye. I don't know. Oh, does glasses create problems? Because I wear glasses.
Yeah.
No, really?
I'll be honest, I have no idea how much of a problem they create because I don't wear glasses. But I'm assuming they create a bit of a problem. I have no idea. It's something to test out.
All VTubers can't possibly have perfect vision and or be wearing contact lenses, so it must be doable somehow.
Yeah, I mean, it would only affect your eye tracking, really. I think
that's
so.
true. Yeah, someone says it should be less of a problem with IR tracking on the phone.
Hey, maybe. The problem is the IR is like, yeah, I have no idea, to be honest. You know, I was about to assert something that I didn't know was 100% true. So
someone's asking if you can put on sunglasses to check, and also Foxmon Dragon, thank you so much for the $5. He says love the stream and love Lua Lucky's design.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Do I have
Kason wears them.
Glasses.
Kason wears glasses apparently.
Kason also wears contacts though. She might just wear contacts for streams.
Does that mean I can turn my contact lenses into a business expense?
I think so.
I need these to look beautiful online. You don't understand, IRS.
Someone says that they have big frame glasses and it doesn't affect their eyes, but it does affect their eyebrows. So thinner frames can help, I guess.
I have pretty big, but I have like translucent flames. I have frames. I have like gray, like smoky gray, clear frames. So maybe I'll mess with it and see how it works. Yeah. Okay, so this program you said is paid, right? So I can actually download it on Steam like tonight, and like, do they have like built-in VTubers that I could just mess around with, or? Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, all right. So everyone gets to play with that. No, they're making fun of me for saying flames.
Oh my God, you wear Guy Fieri glasses? That's so cool.
No. Oh, quick funny question or funny story. I went to a restaurant with a friend, and they have like a Guy Fieri restaurant. And then someone had told us, like someone in our group was like, we're going to Flavor Town tonight for dinner. And then the person was like, she didn't know what that was in reference to. So she went and asked like an employee of the building, like, where's Flavor Town? So good. Sorry, I just had to share that story. It was so wholesome. I was like, oh, I need to give you a hug.
By the way, a follow-up to the glasses thing. They said it doesn't affect you too much for 2D, because for 2D, you can change the sensitivity. But the person who's talking to me is a 3D VTuber, and 3D is like a whole nother thing. So yeah,
that's like next level. Oh, speaking of 3D, so Lua is going to have her 3D model debut.
I am
on the 12th or the 13th. I keep forgetting because you keep changing it.
Well, I did sort of accidentally write the 13th on the announcement post. That was my bad. That was a really dumb big bad move of me. But it is tomorrow. It always has been.
Let me shout out your socials, right? Social medias, not social anything else. So Lua streams mainly on YouTube.
Yeah.
Please give her a follow and a sub and all those great things, and be there for her great 3D debuts. She's like already graduating from 2D. I have this bad habit of like catching on to the trends at the very tail end.
Don't worry. The trend right now is to have a 2D and 3D model. So don't even like people who were 3D are getting 2D. It's always been like that, because the thing is that 3D has a little bit more prep work to it, especially if you want to do stuff like hand tracking and especially like body tracking and stuff. It's just not quite as easy to set up. So 2D is just like a little bit more chill. So yeah, it's
good for like, at least for illustration. It's like you're just sitting there like 90% of the time anyway. So seems kind of a waste to do 3D, at least for now. But you know what? I'm graduating from a PNG tuber, so we're just gonna take little baby steps.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, until I need to start. Oh, well, because you stream games like Beat Saber and stuff, right? And
do.
so you do need that full body kind of thing.
Yeah.
Is that different from your current 3D model, or do you use a 3D model right now aside from this model?
So everyone keeps saying, they're like, you've been streaming in 3D forever. What are you talking about? No, so, and I've always said this when asked. All of the 3D models I've been using up to this point were my super jank, like self-made DIY, really bad 3D models. The 3D model is coming tomorrow. Ray tracing on 4K.
Damn.
Everything. I'm so excited. I worked with a 3D modeler named Nuos. I think they didn't tell me how they pronounce their name. They refused to tell me. But with a 3D modeler named Nuos, and they're super great, and they were super accommodating and super helpful for all my extremely strange requests. So I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. I'm actually extremely stressed because I'm probably honestly not going to sleep tonight because I still have so much work to do on it. But you know, it is what it is.
Oh dear. Well, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule
absolutely.
to have this lesson. What time is your debut?
It's at noon
tomorrow?
PST.
Okay, so 12 o'clock noon PST. Go grab your lunch and be sure to sub to Lua so you can watch her debut tomorrow. It's very exciting.
Turn on your reminder on the stream. The waiting room's already up.
There you go. Press the little bell. That's something I don't get to say as a Twitch streamer. Yeah, press the bell for notifications. All right. Okay, I keep saying this is a good point to segue. So I think chat's good with the questions, unless if you do have any questions, please don't be shy to just throw it out because Lua's very eager to answer any and all questions, and my brain is very smooth, so it cannot retain much questions to ask her. So
you can always just DM me later, though. They can't. I mean, they could actually, but
yeah, hit up her DMs or
but
or join my Discord group if you'd like. There you go.
Yeah.
And Lua is a resident there,
just
so
me.
yes. At her.
If you want, we can move on to focusing on your skin. We can talk about the design of your VTuber and how we want to set up your VTuber.
Sounds good. We spent a good hour chatting about the intro.
Too long.
No, but it's like so much information. Like I always think that the world of live 2D just seems so intimidating to get into. Just like looking at the UI, there's so many little knobs and buttons, and it's like, oh my god, I can't even look at this. So we didn't even look at the UI yet.
Yeah, but generally speaking, for 2D, like you've said it once, and once you get it to a point, unless you want to do like an overhaul, like upgrade sort of thing, you never have to touch it again. Unless you want to like add cute little items on or whatever, but you know, that's easy. Pinning items to yourself is like one of the easiest things to do in VTube Studio.
But I think this makes it like a lot more digestible and a lot more like less intimidating to get into. It's like it's not as bad as it seems. A lot of it is like pre-programmed and built into the system, so don't worry. All you need is like a phone to capture your face, and then you just preset like all the emotions and stuff like that, and it's like off to the races. I feel that, Berlin Boss. I'm so nervous about starting to work on my VTuber model. So with that being said, speaking of working on VTuber models, so they're gonna start with a PNG first. So I am the artist of the model that's going to be born, and I am coming from a background of I'm very like scatterbrained, is the best way I can describe my work process. So to me, my first impression of creating a live 2D model is you have to be very organized. So can you give me some comments on that, or can I go in like naturally, or like how can I best approach drawing a VTuber model? Because as you can see, I have two ideas laid out right now. I have front-facing one or a side quarter-facing one, and this is of my mascot Belindra, which is what my name is, and she's my mascot for like 100 years now, literally. Like made her when I was in high school, so she's been with me for a while. So as of right now, all I have is like a sketch layer, and then as you can see on you can't see my layers, but I have a symmetry model or a symmetry ruler thingy set up. so that anything I drew is like mirrored on each side except for like this tuft of hair and stuff in the middle. So yeah, do you have any like special tips or any like things I need to know before I go into the drawing process? I know it's kind of a strange question.
Yeah,
but...
no. Well, so there's 2 ways we could talk about this. We could, I mean, this is not your question, but another part of it, I mean, we could just talk about the design part. I mean, even just talking between 3/4 and symmetry or whatever. But we'll shelve that. And then on top of that, like, okay, you need to draw an arm that has a pen in it. Okay. Okay. But anyways, planning out that kind of stuff. But as far as advice for drawing VTubers in general, the way I do it is I do pretty much exactly what you've just done and sketch out the whole thing. Just as if you're just drawing something, anything. And then once you get to the part, wait until you're getting to the part where it's like, okay, these are my final lines. And at that point, you have to be kind of conscious of, you have to start being conscious of like, okay, this should be a separate layer. And that's the point at which you start creating groups for each item. And so for instance, super easy thing is each leg is one item. Some artists cut them up, but honestly, extremely unnecessary. I mean,
so when you say like cut it up, like you're talking about like the thighs versus the like calves versus the ankles, or do you just have one whole thing?
So when I say cut, I mean determining how things will be layered in the final version. So it derives from the fact that some people will draw the entire VTuber model and then go back and like use select tool to cut it out and then draw in pieces that are missing, which you can do. But by gosh, is that not the most efficient way to do it?
We're all about working in the most inefficient way in Belindra's brain, by the way. It's like, to me, that's basically how when I do emotes, like you have an arm in front of the body and you have a piece of paper in front of the whole thing. Yeah. So I tend to draw it flat and then I cut out like the parts and then I'm like, okay, what do I need to draw that's been overlapped over? So that's kind of the way that my brain has been working, because to me, it's like I focus on the overall presentation at the very end. And then I think about like what parts are going to be moving out of the way and what parts do I need to fill in. So it doesn't seem like that's the most efficient way of working. Is it?
I mean,
I feel like it would break your workflow if you had to like draw like the neck, for example. You're like, oh, I have to draw what's behind the neck.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, it really does have to do with just how you work. So obviously you and many, many, many other artists prefer to just draw the whole thing and then think about it later. Personally, because I'm not a particularly good artist, and I don't have good sense, even before I started drawing VTubers, I would think of it like, okay, this layer has the arm in it, and this layer has the body in it, and this layer has the chest. Which, back when you're just drawing a regular picture, that's super inefficient. But when it comes to VTuber drawing, I mean, yeah, like someone mentioned that a lot of the tutorials you see they draw the whole thing and then they cut it up. And that's where the cutting phrase comes from. But you can, and in my opinion, should, but if it actually just is more difficult and it just produces a worse result, then maybe that's not the way to go about it. But it's to kind of do some pre-planning and think about it ahead of time, and then draw them on separate layers as you draw them. Now, it's not as difficult as it seems, because what you can do is you can either just most people, okay, this is sort of a macro lens, not really applying to you, but most people, when they're becoming a VTuber, they reach out to the artist and they get the art, and then maybe like halfway through or maybe towards the end, they start looking for a rigger, or maybe even afterwards, they find the rigger and they hand the art to the rigger. that's hard for the rigger, because ideally the rigger and the artist would have contact with each other from the very beginning so that the art can be cut up properly.
Okay.
Which could even like, let's say if you were Balindra working with me, you could send me the sketch and I can do block coloring to show you how it should be layered out.
Okay. Interesting. And then that helps guide the artist to know what to expect to draw. So that would kind of prevent like the interruption in workflow kind of thing.
Because you don't have to actually think about it,
right?
but you do have to still draw it, which is still an interruption, and changing layers and all that stuff, which still sucks, but it is at least like you don't spend all this extra time at the end like very carefully cutting it out and then cleaning it up, then adding the new lines. You just had that done in the first place. And even if you don't have a rigger that you're working with from the beginning, probably if you're gonna try having it cut from the very beginning, it's probably a really good way to do it anyways, is to just look at your sketch and start coloring. Okay, the hand needs to be its own model, so let's color the hands bright yellow, and then the forearm needs to be its own layer, so let's color that bright red, etc, etc, etc. So you can just not think about it.
Okay, so like in for example, first before I ask my question, someone mentioned it sounds like a flash puppet. Is that kind of resembling?
Yes, that is literally exactly how it works.
Oh, do you think masking your layers help? For example, drawing the hair behind the neck and then select then masking. I don't know how to mask things on Clip Studio. In fact, I've never really masked things in general. I always know it's a really helpful function. I have to learn?
Yeah, it's actually it's stupid easy. Oh, do they mean a layer mask? Layer masks are super helpful. Clipping masks are super helpful.
I do clipping masks, but I don't do layer masks because I know there's a button here, like right here. There's this. It's layer mask.
I don't really use layer masks.
I never press that button, so I don't know how it works. But I could do research if it makes things easier.
I can't think of a reason you would need to do it.
Okay, so in that case, it's gotta learn Mask Studio Paint. No, no, I don't want to learn Photoshop. So I guess what they're saying, well, I guess I can't really imagine it. Like, for example, if I were to draw the hair behind the head, how much of the hair do I need to draw? Okay, so like, let me grab my...
This is where we get into...
a nitty-gritty.
Nitty-gritty, exactly.
Okay. So let's just use the 3D or the 3/4 model for demonstration, right? So I'm gonna actually have her facing here. Okay, so I think this is the layer. Yes, okay. Don't be frightened by those words. I think that's the layer. I swear I'm gonna up my layer management. Okay, so
can we start with something simpler than the hair? Because the hair does feel like a bit of a special case. Okay, when we're just talking about the macro of cutting things up.
Okay, what would be... Okay, so like the hat, for example. Well, no, the hat wouldn't move.
Let's start with the ribbons.
Okay.
The hat, by the way, would still definitely need to be its own layer because the hat would definitely move.
Oh,
but also just in general. I think a really good rule of thumb is if in real life they are different objects, they absolutely need to be a different layer. If not many different layers. So
like, okay, so like your ear, would that have to be a separate layer?
Yes.
By default, the answer will always be yes. I guess it's better to like separate
90% of the time, the answer will be yes.
Are there anything? Is there anything that doesn't need to be separated normally? That
Legs
you can think
are
of?
Kind of the only thing.
So like socks on a leg is what you're saying?
Yeah. So generally speaking, when you talk to tutorial people, they'll tell you that they want the leg separated into 3 parts. That being from the hip joint down to the bottom of the knee. And so that's one part, and then the shin, like the calf, will be another part, and then the foot with the ankle will be another part, which is fine. I honestly don't care because I end up gluing all those pieces together anyways.
Yeah, it doesn't seem bad from what I saw from your full body. So can you show everybody your full body model again, and we can see how the legs look on yours, because yours is not separated, right?
Not really.
Oh, okay. Huh, interesting.
Yeah, it just that's up to that's like a very, very, very specific preference. That doesn't particularly matter. Also, I mean, it frequently comes down to the style of the art that's being drawn too. Yeah. So there's not a part of the problem with this whole VTuber thing is it's really not one size fits all. There's a lot of artistic choice in it, both on the side of the artist and the rigger, even as far as cutting it up. But let's do something super simple and talk about the ribbons on your hat.
Real quick, we got a question. It says, is there an art program that's preferred for creating a VTuber model / art, advised, and maybe one not advised? Oh, thank you for the follow, Paint Duty. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. It absolutely doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is at the end, you have to provide a PSD file, but most programs can export out a PSD program.
Yeah, even like Procreate, Clip Studio, Photoshop, I think even GIMP, they can all export as PSD files.
Yeah.
I know there's like, there's two different kinds of files, like Photoshop Big and Photoshop something.
I've never once in my life needed a big file. I don't even know what it is and it scares me.
It's a .psb and a .psd, and I guess PSD is the safer default option. Okay. Okay, and then just to remind everybody to draw at the largest size that will not destroy your computer.
Yes.
Ideally around like 15 inches high would be good for a full body, is what the guideline for your VTuber is.
Sure.
It's not a rule by any means. It's just it's like a safe option if you want. Like I'll probably end up drawing it like pretty large too.
A very well-known VTuber artist and rigger had a tweet that was exactly correct, which was if you open up a canvas that's 1920 by 1080 and zoom into the face, there should be no blurring, and that is where you should hit. That's the largest it really needs to be.
I mean, I could just draw it like large enough so that eventually I could print it on a car if I wanted to.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Just thinking ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
40 inches high. Yeah, there you go. And I can pre-pose her in live 2D and just print it out in a printer.
Yeah.
No, let's not do that, actually. Okay, so to answer your question, it seems like anything that can produce a PSD file would be good enough. I guess I should have done that. I should have like reiterated the answer at the very end. Okay, I will do that moving forward if we're asked any questions. We're professionals here.
Yeah, Belindra Ita show. Let's go.
No. Actually, I don't know. I don't know if I can handle it.
I hear some hopefulness.
I was about to say I can't handle all the eyes on me, but I'm a live streamer, so I don't know how that works. Okay, so let's go back to the ribbon. Let's ignore chat for like a hot minute and let's talk about those ribbons, huh?
So, I'm assuming there's like a little knot in the ribbon. Am I correct, or are they just little poof?
You are correct, but you cannot tell from my sketch.
That's fine.
All right, there you go. It would.
Yeah, perfect. So
I guess ideally it would be like this, and then she has those two little tails like that. Okay.
Let's do a pop quiz. How would you just grab like some different marker colors and tell me how you think this would be cut up?
Okay, so I would do. Oh man, I don't like pop quizzes. I feel like this. Oops. This would be like 1, and then this would be 1, and then the tails would also be their own thing, and then I guess that leaves this by default its own layer, or is that too much?
Bam! You're halfway there, baby.
Halfway?
No, you got it. You got it correct.
Oh, okay. I was like 50% is still an F.
Point.
Okay, so and then the other ribbon, I guess, would just be.
Technically, you could take it a step farther and say that the bottom of the loops where you can see inside would be their own layer.
Ah, okay. Is it because of the ribbon is something that has a lot of movement that's why it gets broken up into so many little parts?
Yeah.
Or does everything have like this level of like complexity? Or I don't know if that's the right word, but
if this ribbon were on the shoes, I would not say to cut it up so much, but because it's on the head in a very prominent spot, that's why I say to cut it up so much. And yeah, it is partly because the ribbon has a lot of movement. But like, for instance, with like it doesn't. This seems intimidating staring at it right now, but it actually it introduces a lot of really important concepts. So, for instance, the fact that we can see inside the ribbon means that that's like the backing of the ribbon. You can kind of think of it, right? The backing of the ribbon loop. That is very important when you think about, for instance, the back of your shirt collar. So your shirt collar is one ribbon, and then you have to draw somehow a seamless transition between the front collar, which is its own layer in front of the neck, and the back collar, which is behind the neck.
So it would be like this, and then you would have the part that's underneath the ribbon, also one color, and then you would have like this would be its own color, and then would this back part be its own, like this one thing would be like this, right?
Exactly, yeah. I don't know what you meant back of the ribbon, but you got the collar part right.
How far would this have to go down, this back part? Like, should I just do like a big block like that?
Yeah, that's probably fine. It doesn't really, I mean, like, the neck, just think about it if the neck like moves to the left and right, basically. So
you have a pretty tight collar. You have a pretty tight collar on your character, or the sailor white part.
Yes.
So do you draw a backing for?
Yes, you have to.
Okay.
So can you see my mouse?
I cannot see your mouse.
Okay. Also, people can't see. Oh. Okay, there we go. Sorry. Let me do it with an item. Let me show you with the. It's using a Akari. Okay.
Ooh, how cute.
So this is gonna be my mouse. So my collar ends like right here, and then it goes into, so think of it just like a big circle, like right here. Yeah, essentially. And then this fold down, and here, this is one layer. Let me move myself up. So this is one layer.
Okay.
And then the back collar, which goes behind my neck, you can actually kind of see it because they don't actually perfectly match in color. But right here, I'll make your car even smaller. Right here, you can see that that's where this actual collar here starts. In fact, this back collar goes like this.
Exposed.
I'm exposing all my secrets here. Oh my gosh, you can even see the line of where my neck is cut from my shoulders too.
Wait, I can't see it. Maybe
it's really subtle. The quality might just not be good enough on your end.
I think it's Discord. Yeah, you gotta get Discord Nitro. That's what it means. Get that HD streaming. But yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think.
So that is one of the hurdles that a lot of artists need to overcome, is understanding that backing thing. It also applies to many other parts. So for instance, here, Akari, be a little bigger. See how you can see the back of my shirt where it like wraps around? Right. That's its own layer too.
I see. Dang, that's so cool. I'm just like mind blown looking at these little details like that. And then, how do you create like the layers? Like, how do you show that the jacket is above the skirt, or like the skirt is above the petticoat kind of thing?
Skirt is
like there's a layering, like there's a physical layering of the jacket over like the skirt, for example. On the left side, like you have a jacket here, and then you have a skirt here.
I can't see you 1 second. Okay. Oh.
So how do you create that like dimension? I don't know if that's like a weird segue, but
no. So this technically how it should work. I'm gonna tell you how it should work and not how my model works. How it should work is the boobs are their own, and then the torso without the boobs is its own, and it's actually all one piece. And then just this little part, it's literally like a little triangle. It's not even anything. It's just a little triangle back here. It doesn't, because you know, you only need to draw as much as shows, really. It's kind of just hard to guess what's going to show. That was the problem, of course.
Oh, I see. Okay, man, the illusion is so good. It looks like a 3D image, but it's actually a 2D image, but it's just drawn in a way.
Oh, you mentioned, by the way, in your stream, it's like, oh yeah, the image is mapped onto a 3D image. I'm like, I wish.
That's how good she is, guys. That's how good she is. I'm telling you.
Okay, do you want to see something extremely cursed? I wasn't going to show this.
Uh-oh.
But because I drew myself,
Yes.
and I know exactly how I need to. I've never shown this. Maybe I've shown this once on stream, but I try not to show it because it.
Oh my gosh!
It's
so much. It made me nervous.
Oh, it was already open. I just need to open it on OBS really quick. What is it? It's disillusioning. That's the word. It's disillusioning.
It's like a Disney mascot taking their mask off.
Yeah, or like looking behind the curtain. I'm sorry, this is such a high res file that it's destroying my computer slowly. But okay, this is not the one I'm going to show on my stream. Sorry.
All right. While that's loading,
yes,
we had
please.
someone ask, can this all this is done? Oh, can be done in raster versus vector.
Correct.
Has anyone ever done vector VTubers?
I mean, maybe some chibi artists do. It doesn't really change anything because it gets rastered in the end.
Wow. Oh, okay. So it gets rastered anyway.
Yeah, Left2D rasters it.
But yeah, at least you'll have crispy lines, like mathematically crispy lines.
Oh, you can see it on my stream. It's so cursed. It's so cursed. It's so cursed. Let me fix it.
I see it.
Let me fix it on Discord. So everyone else can see it. Where's Discord?
Yeah, if you want to see it live, be sure to tune in on her YouTube channel.
What is Discord? Oh, there it is. Change. How do you change windows?
Cat's ready in their eye bleach. Be brave, chat.
Okay. So, this is how I drew my model, which is technically the most optimized way you can draw it. So, because it's symmetrized, I only had to draw one of each thing that was going to be mirrored. And so...
Wait, did you always have paw prints on your boot?
I do.
I don't think
okay. Oh, so you can't. Okay. Just to quickly answer that question. I wrote my own VTube Studio plugin that changes the color of the paw prints on the boots, but right now it's disabled, so it's not changing their color. Normally it goes through a bunch of rainbow colors.
Okay. Sorry to interrupt you.
No worries.
Anyway.
No worries. So yeah, so this is like the most optimized it could be, where I just drew one of each. And I can actually show you the layering a lot better now, can't I? Especially because this is the collapsed version. Because normally when I work, I just have every single color for every single item be in its own layer, and because each item that's going to be collapsed is in its own group, then you can just merge the group, and you're done. And actually there's a Photoshop script to do that clip that Live2D, the creators of Live2D, wrote, but I find it doesn't really work very well, so I don't use it. But oh my god, we haven't even started talking about shadows. We're not gonna, that's too much. Okay.
Get the base color down first.
Yeah, so here we go. Let's hide my neck. So you can see here that my neck is cut just kind of in a circle here, because it's just makes it a little bit easier to rotate on the Z. But here you can see that it's my collar back and how it sort of vaguely transitions between the front and back. How
do you determine like where to cut it at that neck, at the collar? Like, did you just pick that location just because, or is there like a logic behind that?
Just the
like, why didn't you cut it like right at the neck or something like that? I guess.
you need some room. You need a little bit of room, because you need to consider that that once you actually rotate the neck, it's gonna be moving like this. So,
okay.
So if you cut it right at the neck, it
can't like.
Yeah, the neck's gonna occlude the neck improperly. So you need to give the neck room to move, room to breathe.
I like that we're using SAT words here, by the way. The occlude is very fancy of you. That's a programmer brain at work.
It honestly is, yeah.
Okay,
Ambient
that makes sense
occlusion.
though. So yeah, I guess you have to think about that in a sense. Oh boy.
Yes, there honestly it is a lot to think about. And it does take a lot of practice. It's a lot of thinking of, I mean, there are some things, there are some layer cutting techniques or decisions that you could not possibly know unless you were the person rigging it. And then there's some things that are a little bit more obvious. So, for instance, if I were to be the person rigging a model, I always cut up the hands. So I need each finger to be the program is melting down. It refuses to do anything right now. Okay.
Oh,
I had it set up. Okay. So for instance, so each finger is its own layer, and then the palm.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's the whole palm. Okay.
Yeah, that's the whole, well, just because of the pose that this finger is in, that's how it turns out. But I actually have other. Okay.
Someone has a good idea. They said do paper cutouts first to plan everything out.
I mean, honestly, not incorrect at all.
I mean, that's technically what you're doing, but just in a digital form.
Exactly.
Anyway, right? Dang.
Oh, here's some stupid fancy stuff. Let me just hide this. But
so when your hand is broken out like that, like, you know, you separate each finger, can you, like, do you put a skeleton inside the finger so it can curl into a fist, or like that doesn't work? It doesn't work that way.
Yes and no.
Okay.
Actually, Live 2D is very interesting in that you can from an artist's point of view, you can absolutely think about it from the perspective of like a flash puppet or like, you know, one of those paper puppets, because that's kind of how it works. But from the Live 2D side, it's a little bit more complicated because some things you can just sort of do that with. But for instance, let's say you want the finger to like curl in, like, because you're closing a fist, it gets a lot more complicated. And it involves just like directly, there's a pretty good analog to it in CSP, which is the mesh transform. You can do mesh transforms in
okay.
Live 2D. So there's actually only a couple of types of ways to change the look of like an item in Live 2D. There's 3. One of them is bones, just like how you think about it. The other is these warp transforms. The third kind is directly changing the pixels, essentially, I guess you could say, which is kind of similar to the warp transform. But anyways, you don't need to think about that stuff.
Oh dear. I was like I got you for the first 2 and then I lost you on the last one, but
yeah,
that's like a rigor thing,
that's
right?
That's just like that's don't worry about it. Oh my god, my program's melting down. This program.
Speaking of which, speaking of melting down, we've been going for about an hour and a half. Do you need to take like a water stretch break, bathroom break, or are you good?
I got water right here. I'm good. But if you need to take a break, I can vamp.
I'm okay. But seems like chat's also doing okay. Chat, give me a thumbs up if we're good to go.
Tell me if you're okay, chat.
I know it's a lot of information, and it's like just you and me kind of just going back and forth. So I don't know if like chat's like, what is going on, or if we've lost them at one point. Okay, looks like.
Blink twice if you're okay, chat.
Oh, we got a hydrate redemption.
Oh, good. I need some water.
Oh no, someone's not okay after seeing zombie Lua. we'll give you some eye bleach. I'll pull up some pictures of puppies later. All right, cool.
Something that is extremely specific to Live 2D and is kind of even hard to. I mean, it's kind of simple to tell you, but it's harder to tell you why. Which is that, especially for the head, every single color that is associated with the head needs to be its own layer. So the blush, shadow, the line art need to be its own layer, because if you take a look at me, you can see that when I lift up my head. Oh, actually, you can't see me, can you?
Not on Discord.
I forgot to change the thing back.
So how is that different from like? So it's only the head specifically, you're saying?
So when I was telling you about like, oh, just make each color its own layer, that's purely for the purposes of while you're drawing. And then at the end, you can merge them together a lot easier.
Correct, yeah. I mean, we tend to, at least luckily for me, I tend to break things out into colors anyway.
Yeah.
So like, but for example, like all the hair will be like, if it's all one color, it'll all be the same color layer.
Yes, except that there's a bunch of hair strands.
God. It never ends.
No,
it's like
it really
a hydra
doesn't.
of things to do.
It's like a fractal all the way down.
This is okay. It's okay. I know what I signed up for.
So what I was talking about with the head specifically though, because I mean this is just a standard thing that's gonna be true of every VTuber model, so I thought I'd point it out. So my blush is obviously one. The highlight on my nose is one.
Are you showing your
am
face?
I showing? Oh shoot, I didn't change it. It didn't change. I clicked all the buttons and it didn't do it. Oh, what's going on?
Computers fighting back.
Computers attack. I'm clicking go live and it's just not changing. Oh, that's so strange. Let me just stop streaming for a second. Sorry.
Immersion broken.
We're back. We're back. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. So my blush is one layer so that I could turn it off if I am like, you know, I think for this one I have my blush off. Yeah, probably something like that. So I can drain the color from my face. The highlight on my nose is one layer. The like darkness around my nose is one layer. The dot that is my nose is one layer. The skin tone of my face is another layer. The line art of my face is another layer, so that when I look up,
oh yes, I love that feature. Yeah. Because I noticed especially like some VTubers, it's like when they look up right or up left, like it looks like a mask pasted onto a neck. So it's like I like that you have that attention
I know what
to
you mean.
detail.
Sorry, I'm just gonna inhabit somebody else's body that I like the reading better of. Don't worry about it. So this is Q, Himiko Q, who streams on Twitch, and I'm friends with her. She won't mind, but
okay, if you say so.
Yeah. So yes, I know exactly what you mean. Where it's like if they do it. Yeah. So part of it is so if you look up, you can see kind of there's also a shadow to the head though, which is a personal preference. So that when you look up, there's like a line of shadow. Yeah, so that also comes up, and that's essentially clipping masked to the head color. So we can have clipping masks in Live 2D. That's an option.
I see. Someone asked how many layers are on the mouth.
Good question.
And also, I just noticed is like how many different mouth drawings, like different mouth styles do you have? Like, because how does it match up to like the sound that you're actually making?
It is based solely on how open my mouth is and how much I'm smiling.
Okay.
And as far as you're concerned, your job is very easy for the mouth. You have to draw 2 straight lines and some skin color and the teeth and the mouth back and the tongue. So that's all the layers. So top lip is one layer, bottom lip is one layer, teeth, you know, bottom left, or actually it can get kind of complicated with teeth actually if you want to include teeth, depends on your style. That's a whole other thing. And then the tongue is another one.
Those are some nice pearly whites.
Q's rig's a little interesting, but anyways. Let me go back to Lua.
On that note, would you have to animate the blinking? No, I believe the blinking is done, or you have to just draw closed eye and open eye, right? Or
you don't have to draw. You have to. Okay,
I don't.
You have to draw for the eye. All you have to draw. Well, I say all. The way it works is you draw the like main eye line. Where's my Akari? Where did she go? There she is.
That's so adorable.
Oh, I just realized. Sorry, it's showing the wrong thing on my end. Sorry, people watching my chat. So The way it works for you, is you draw the like line of the eye, like the main eyelash, and then each eyelash is its own layer. And then this little side thing, I don't know if your style has that, but that also needs to be its own layer.
Okay.
And
what
then,
about like under eyelashes?
if you have them, they also need to be their own layers.
Does every single eyelash have to be its own layer? Let me see if I have it on my. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. Yeah. So I have like these little doohickeys here, like on the corners. Sometimes I add like these, but not so much. I add these pretty frequently. I usually have like, you know, 1, 2, 3 or something like that.
Doesn't really matter. When they get that small, it's kind of like, does this really even matter if it's its own layer? Okay,
so it's because it's the big chunky eyelashes. That's why they matter, right?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, when I would say yes, just if you want to be on the safe side.
Yeah, I mean, just by default, just try to separate everything in its own layer. Someone asked about pupils.
Pupils.
I guess pupils get like really expressive, right? So it's like gonna be in a lot of parts.
Generally speaking, really all you need is the actual pupil, the actual iris on one layer, the pupil on its own layer, and then any reflections are on their own layer. You can get very fancy with pupils, and this is absolutely a stylistic choice. Recently, it's actually kind of going out of favor, but for a hot second, the what's the word? The trend was to make eyes like super crazy. So like every time you blinked, like everything in your eye would like bounce around. But that's just absolutely like a preference thing. And honestly, you don't really see it on a lot of models anyways when people are streaming. So
yeah, I feel like it might even be distracting sometimes if your eyes keep like shining. Then people will be like always looking at the eyes. I don't know. That might just be. I guess I'd have to see it for myself. I guess I'd have to see it for myself because eyes. Yeah. Just moving on. With so many layers, is there a standard way to group/folder these layers together?
So
I got personally, a boo for that pun.
Personally,
I'll boo you. Okay.
I think a really good way to go about it, especially if you're making, a good way to go about it is that everything that's going to be its own part in the end should have its own group with the correct name.
I guess we can go into layer management later.
If you have the group as the correct name, the specific layer names don't matter. So, because all that matters is the naming for the layers at the end. But you don't give the rigger the PSD where it's like, oh, it's like if you're talking about my hair, for instance, like, okay, this shadow is one layer and this line is one layer, blah, 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 blah. You don't give them that. You give it like, oh, this strand of hair is one layer.
Oh, okay. So you give them like a flattened version.
A flattened version. I actually literally call them flattened. I save it out and I call it flattened like PSD.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So like instead of giving you like line art for hair, then base color for hair, then shadow for hair, it's like just flatten it all together.
Yes. Now that said, depending on the complexity of the rig, you might get a rigger like me that's like, I'll take it, I'll merge them, I don't care. Like it saves me a little bit of time if there's a specific thing I want to do. But generally speaking, that's how people do it. Is they give you the flattened version.
I see. Okay, so I guess discretion is that, or it's up to the discretion of your rigger, but most of them prefer that they get more information than less information?
Yeah,
Or
that
I don't
gets to
know,
be a
would
really
they see it as
tricky
extra
question.
work? Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
they would see that extra work if they have to combine it themselves. So I guess
Yeah.
speak with your rigor and see what they prefer. I think it's always best to be like very clear with your rigor to like see what their expectations is, because like especially with commissions, it's like the client sometimes doesn't have a full understanding of the process, so
They have
it's
no
like
idea.
yeah, so it's like as the commissionee, it's like you have to kind of educate your client on like, this is the most ideal way that I would like to receive my information or receive the product kind of thing. Somebody says I'd probably keep the layers just in case I want an upscaled version in the future.
I mean, absolutely. The way I do it is I do the whole thing and then I save a duplicate copy and then I flatten that one. So I always have a version I can go back to if I'm like, oh man, I completely messed up the skin tone. I can go back and change all the skin tones, and then it's, you know, have to flatten it again, which is annoying, but
yeah, that makes sense, because it's like you always want to keep, I mean, this goes for anything that you draw in life, is like you always want to keep a copy of like all the layers broken out, so that if you need to make minor changes, you always have that very accessible. Yeah, because like if you imagine like having to cut out, like for example, this ear from this hair strand from this cheek, like it would be a nightmare. So you would have to like make sure you kind of separate things the best you can, so future self will thank you later.
yes, absolutely.
Okay, cool. Okay, I think it sounds like the homework that I could do for now is I have a sketch ready, I think, and then I want to.
Are you gonna do 3/4 or front facing?
Okay, so question then: if I gave you 3/4, is it easier if I give you forward facing and you can go 3/4 yourself? Like you can create that parameter, I guess, is for lack of a better word. Or is it better if I give you a 3/4 and then you can move it to look forward? Or does it not matter?
So
Because I
for
guess
the face, it doesn't really matter. It is probably almost impossible to go from 3/4 body to front facing body.
Sorry, someone says you got something on your face.
Oh, do I? Can you get it off for me, please? Thank you.
Let me just get a fly swatter.
Oh God, slap me in the... Oh God!
Sorry to interrupt. Anyway, we're a comedy duo here.
Oh, absolutely. Edutainment. I actually slapped myself in the face just now, by the way.
Yes, we all heard it. It was slightly terrifying. Are you okay? It's still there, but it's all right.
Let's try again. I didn't time it right.
Oh, it fell off. You got
There
it.
we go.
Yes, someone says it sounded painful. What were we talking? Oh, the face going from 3/4 to forward facing.
Yes.
I guess I wanted to premise that with, it is easier for me to draw something quarter facing, but I know like that involves like distorting the eye that's further away from you, and I don't know if that would cause problems.
Actually, yeah. Ideally, the body would be quarter facing, and the face specific. Maybe the hair too. I guess the hair too. Yeah.
So the whole head should be forward facing, and then the body could be sideways.
Yeah. That would be great. I didn't even think about that. I did not even think about that. But you're totally correct.
Interesting. And the reason why is because the distortion when you turn your head, it's easier to manipulate it if you had like a forward facing image. I see. So anything from the chin down essentially could be side. And what you would do is kind of mirror like the left and the rights, right?
Depends. I mean, I don't have. You can draw it mirrored. You can do whatever you want. I can, and then I can take in the information as I see it and do what's most efficient, essentially.
Okay. What about arm position? So I do gaming and I also do drawing. So is there like a happy medium or like a base that I could give you that would allow more flexibility for things I want to do in the future, I guess?
So I guess just like arm to the side. Now that said, I do still need like custom art for like a hand holding a pen.
Yeah, I
that
could do
kind
that.
of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can just if the hand is just at its side, I can then rotate it up. Now, oh, there's some weirdness. Well, do you actually care about that? Maybe. How do I have mine? Actually, let me look at the way my model's set up and see if I can remind myself of how arms work again.
I think what I normally see is like people will show like elbow up and then they'll just like slap on like arms, like asset arms that are just flat.
Yeah, that's if you didn't plan it from the rigging stages. But if you already know you want to do that, you might as well add a part to the rig, you know? Especially because then you can have it like the fingers react and have the arm move with your pen and stuff like that.
Okay. Wow, this is gonna be so expressive.
Yeah. There's even plugins where it senses what button you're clicking on your controller, and you can send that to your rig too.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's wacky.
This is the future we live in, people. This is our new reality.
No. Anime girls as far as the eye can see.
I don't have a problem with that, I guess.
Exactly. But yeah, so just one arm down, as long as the arm itself is cut into like forearm and like upper arm to shoulder.
Yeah.
It's great. That said, probably the sleeve would also be its own layer because you want the sleeve to be bouncy and flirty and fun.
You know my sleeves, they love to flirt.
Flirty. Oh, that sleeve. Oh, you know that sleeve.
Oh, behave, sleeve.
So that's the kind of stuff you need to think about.
So I guess in that case it would be sleeve would be so the arm could basically be like this, right? The way I have it drawn, and then here's her like arm cuff, which would be a separate layer, I'm assuming.
Yes,
and then
if
here's
not
her...
two, because you need the back of the arm cuff and the front of the arm cuff.
Yay. So with this arm, like you can see everything, right? But
yes.
The other arm you can't. It's hidden behind the character.
Yes.
So what do you do then?
You need to draw it as if the body is invisible.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I would have to draw like this part, right? The whole arm, and then I would have to draw the whole sleeve too to go with it, right?
Yeah. Now that said, even if your arm were to go straight out in front of you, like a T pose, there's certain parts of the sleeve you would never see, so you don't have to spend a lot of time on that. And even stuff that's like, okay, you would barely ever see that. Like you'd have to do some really weird stuff in order for you to even see that. You just draw it so that something is there, but it doesn't need to be complicated, you know?
Right. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So based off your personal preference, you would prefer to see me draw 3/4 body and then forward facing head. Yes. So that's what we are gonna do. And then cool. so same thing with this, like, so her vest, right? So like this part goes like this. So here's like her skirt, right? So how much of this I don't even know what that's called, like a coattail or the vest, the bottom end of the vest, how much of that do I need to draw?
Sorry, I need to look at your stream because my Discord is so blurry. Okay.
So how much of this do I need to draw for the like? Do I just assume like it's the skirt's invisible, or how does that work?
It's a complicated question.
You know me.
You don't need to draw the back side of that for the left side of the character. By the way, this is important. This is actually very important. When we're talking about VTubers and live 2D rigs, when I say left side, I mean the character, their left hand, their left side.
So that would be the right side that we're looking at.
Yes.
Okay, so let me flip this so that makes it easier. So this is her left hand, and this is her right side.
Yes, if it's flipped
Yeah,
that way.
I just flipped the image to make it
Yeah.
make it easier to compute.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for her right side, I don't see a situation that would happen in which you would see the like back side of the vest, like how we had on my model, you know, we were looking at.
Yeah.
But maybe on the right side a little bit. Or sorry, the left side. Maybe on the left side a little bit, because you can't see it very clearly.
You. It's labeled R and L for you. There is like a thing that I like to do with my character is I like to have this front part like very light, so it like flips up sometimes if she's jumping. Is that possible?
It is. You would have to essentially duplicate the flap, the front, and then draw it as if you're looking at the backside. Because then I can animate it so that like when it flips up, it's like, oh, I'm seeing the backside now, but it matches the front side, but it's actually the back. Does that make a lick of sense?
So would I have to wait? So So does that mean I only draw the front side, or wait?
Sorry,
so I draw the front side, and then
it didn't make any sense.
You can. Do you reverse it on your end? You said, or to create the.
How do I explain this?
You know what? Okay, I have a solution to this. So what I'm thinking, homework wise, is I just draw something to the best of my ability, and then we break it down, and you tell me like where I need to add other things. Or what I can do is actually I'll clean this sketch up, and I'll send it to you, and you help me block it out, and then I'll work off of that blocking, and then if we're missing any other parts, then I can fill it in afterwards. Because I feel like there's a lot of little nuances that like I'm not aware of, and that you wouldn't know unless I told you, like the coattail flipping up kind of thing. So it's like
there's a lot
I feel like that would be a
in Live CD in general. There's a lot of things that you need from the art side that you wouldn't know until you know how it's gonna move. So like I didn't know that you were gonna have it flip up. So now knowing that, I'm like, oh, okay, so we need blah, 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 right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard.
Sorry, did that just add like 5 hours of work on your end?
No, I mean, what's my homework?
You don't. You just have to help me block out the character.
Yeah,
so that,
no, easy.
Okay. I think that's it. And then also like the coattail in the back would like
easy. That's all one layer. Too. It's fine.
Okay, cool.
Although actually, there is some nuance to that depending on how you want to do it. Like for instance, when you have tails and the like, you want to draw them straight.
Oh, okay.
Because I curve it on my end.
Ah, okay.
So for like long, thin stuff that will be flowing in both directions, like a tail, then you want to draw it straight. I mean, hair, hair tends to naturally have a curve to it anyway, so you don't necessarily want to draw it straight because hair just has a way that it lays. But like your little tail things, I have similar ones. If you were to draw like a cat's tail, you'd want that to be straight. Or like, and so like you see these little like blue ribbons, like those are straight, and then I can like when I move my head around a lot, then they rotate and everything. So that kind of
I see. Okay, wait. Speaking of hair, that reminds me. So my long, I love to call them sideburns.
Yes, thank God you have them, because little known secret about VTubers, if you don't have like long pieces on each side of your head, it really limits how much your VTuber's head is able to turn.
Ah, okay.
Because there's nothing to hide the transition.
I can have maximum head turnage because I have very 180. Long. Oh no. Okay, so what would I do in this case where the sideburn like overlaps the shoulder? Because the way I would draw it is it would go like this. Oops, it would go like this, right? Because it's resting on the shoulder. Is that good?
That's fine.
For you? Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Magical curtains. They're my trademark. So yes, they are my magical curtains. Yeah. Okay. So I guess it still needs to apply like the laws of physics, I guess, for lack of a better word. It's like if something is resting on something, it still needs to show that. It's like I can't just draw this straight and you curve it for me.
Well, no, I was actually about to say we could do that.
Oh, okay.
Because I mean, think about if you turn all the way to her right, it's not going to be resting on anything anymore.
Yeah. So is it better if I give it to you straight, or is it you can work with either?
I could probably work with either. Although considering that you're drawing the head straight anyways, I mean, so you don't have to draw it, you don't have to draw it perfectly straight. Just draw it the way it would be if she's facing frontwards.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then when she turns, then you can create that curvature if it hits her shoulder.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, this is like the magic that I can't wait to see. This is gonna be so trippy because I've never seen my character actually move.
Yes.
So like it's gonna be insane. Like even looking at, you know, fancy music videos where the characters are kind of fluttering around, like I've never even seen my character do that. So it's like I can't imagine her not being a static image. It's gonna be mind-blowing.
Just based on like seeing, like, for instance, Hololive artists, and then like their design / a VTuber gets debuted, and they actually really treat them like their children, and I'm like, there must be like some very special neurons that activate when you see something that you created brought to life. Because I rigged myself, I don't feel those neurons, but I feel like there must be some very special stuff that happens.
I think the best way like an artist could kind of relay that information is like if you like when we print out something, like it goes from digital form to a physical form, you get those little neurons firing. Like even just seeing my poster printed out on a piece of paper, it's like, wow, like this is what it looks like in my hands. Yeah, but yeah, I guess that makes sense. It's like because I've had this character for like I think she turned 12 or 13 or something. She's very she's been with me for a very long time, so it's like this is the next step in her evolution.
Yeah. She's a real girl.
Oh, she's a real girl. Thank you, Geppetto, for making my dreams come true. Yeah, okay. So I guess, is there anything else that you wish you could communicate to your illustrators for artwork that you received? And keep it like, you know, don't go on like the 40-minute rant. We're gonna end up on like live, what is it, Twitch fails?
Oh my
like,
gosh.
subreddit.
Every
We're gonna get flamed on YouTube.
Garbage.
Is there anything like you wish you could just tell your artists that you wish they did?
I mean, honestly, the resolution thing is a huge one. I mean, even you, I don't know if you could see it, probably couldn't see it on your end of the Discord, but even Q's art was like not super great resolution. That's I mean, like that's literally the first step of the whole process, and you know, it's hard to correct after that. So,
oh, definitely.
I have up-resed a VTuber before because she was like, did I accidentally just mute myself? Okay, no, sorry. She was like 700 pixels across, and I was like, unacceptable. So I just basically redrew the whole thing. It looked great. I was really happy at the end. But anyways, so that's absolutely the biggest thing. That's the hardest thing to correct. And yeah, the other thing that's pretty annoying is if your layers aren't named, but obviously that's literally the last step in the process, so we don't really need to worry about that right now. Another interesting thing, which depending on your process happens at different points, is if, for instance, we were doing a symmetrical VTuber, you almost certainly would just use a mirror tool and draw one side and everything.
Right.
If you did that, you would have to then cut out the left and right sides to be different layers.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's a little more obvious when you're doing 3/4 turn because like you have to do it that way, kinda. But for people who draw symmetrical VTubers, that's important. I've definitely gotten art files where they just weren't like that, and I had to spend time going through each one, dragging it, selecting it, breaking it out, and then renaming it, which is annoying. But I mean,
anybody,
like,
sorry, has anybody ever sent you like artwork where you're like, you tried to move something, you're like, oh man, I can't move this because now this is not showing anything behind it, or something like that? Like
frequently.
Is there like a common area where people like tend to forget?
The neck, the back of the neck is the most messed up part because it occurs on literally every VTuber. So if like, it's very common to have that. Oh, the other thing is the back of the skirt. People don't draw backs of the skirts. Like
okay.
I need a view of the skirt as if the whole skirt flipped up. You know, not the whole skirt flipped up, but like the bottom strip of the skirt, you know? So it's like if your skirt flaps up a little bit, I need to be able to see that there's like something behind, you know, that there's a back to your skirt.
Chat calling me out for not naming my layers ever. I have a channel point redeemed to like name one layer. It's 100,000 points, by the way.
Oh my gosh. What have I gotten myself into?
I sold it as being immortalized in one of my working files. But yeah, no, I mean, it'll come. I mean, it has to come eventually. Otherwise, I'm gonna be blacklisted from Lua.
Blacklisted from VTube creation.
Exactly. Oh, we got raided from Type 2B. Thank you for the raid. Welcome to the stream. So, I guess we can do a. Should we do a quick recap? I guess it's been 2 hours.
Where do we even start?
I think, well, okay, so Live 2D is the program that we're using to run the actual VTuber model.
Yeah, to make it move.
There's like hotkeys that you can set to change your expression, and you can use like keyboard hotkeys, or you can use a stream deck or whatever. For capturing your model or your face, most ideally you would want to use an Apple product that has IR capturing.
Yes, it's called. You need to look into whether your iPhone has ARC capabilities. Not all of them do. I think it starts. Which one does it start at? It starts at one of you Google it.
Okay, and then there, like, if you need to leave your desk at any point, you can set like a default idle animation, or your character can freeze in place, however you choose to see fit. But you can set a default position if you were to leave your desk. Oh, thank you for the host, Type 2B, and also Kenu CH says he loves, or they love my voice. I heard I have a good radio voice. Thank you so much.
You do have a good radio voice.
Thank you. Oh, thank you for the follow as well. Most of the stuff, luckily, is pre-programmed so that it's kind of plug and play. Like it takes care of itself transition-wise and stuff like that. Oh, and then the most interesting thing I learned is it only tracks your face, and your body moves in accordance to how your face is moving. So if you set it so that you turn your face upwards, then you can have your arms move out, or vice versa.
There's a thing, I can make it ridiculous, so it's really obvious.
Oh dear.
I think it's at the top of here. Yep. 100.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
It's crazy because it's like, it's hard to imagine that this is just a 2D image, but it's just layered in a way that creates the illusion of being a 3D image. That's like so trippy to me, thinking about that. It's still hard for me to think about because I work in 2D mediums like all my life. So like even like a puppet, like a paper puppet, you don't get that layering effect, not really. So this is like, it's so cool.
It's a lot more like, actually, I was gonna make a comparison that's not really like at all. Never mind. Whoa, my eyes disappeared. That was weird. Okay.
Let's see. Other things. So I guess that's basically it for Live 2D program. I think I covered the basics there. And then for the drawing program, drawing wise, You can be like super clear with your rigger on what they work like, what their workflow is.
Yeah, you're talking with them from the beginning or so, but a lot of the times it's just not an option, which sucks. So I mean, you can kind of just do your best. It's absolutely a learned skill of knowing what should be layers. Yeah,
and that's something I will have to figure out as we move along, because frankly the conversation was a little confusing. So
absolutely. Well, okay, by the way, and if you are on your own and you're not working with a rigger, the quickest way absolutely to find out to learn what should be separated is to learn Live 2D. It's actually not as difficult as you'd think it would be. Like I got really good at Live 2D. I mean, okay, 6 months sounds like a long time, but okay, from picking up the program to debuting as a VTuber was 6 weeks, I think.
6 weeks?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh my gosh.
So it's doable. It's Brian Sui, Tsui, Brian Sui.
Is it BRIAN?
Yes,
or
correct.
BRYAN? Okay.
IAN on YouTube. He's like he's the head of Iron Vertex, which is a very, very popular and very, very good and prolific rigging guild outside of Japan. He has a little series of tutorials about Live 2D, and they're a fantastic place to start. Yeah, you watch a bunch of their videos. Yeah, super, super good. And so literally just, by the way, you don't have to pay for Live 2D. It's free unless you need like extra features. So,
wait, really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I saw right now it's like you get like a free trial.
So the pro version, you're limited in like the number of parameters and stuff you can use. Like you're limited in the number of like the size of your VTuber, essentially. The magnitude of your VTuber. But you can still use it.
If I wanted to just like test something, for example, I can download it for free?
Yeah.
And forever?
Yeah.
Not for like just 30 days or anything.
Yeah. I think just by downloading it, you even get a 30-day pro trial, but after that, it's just free.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, mind blown. Everyone go download that if you're interested.
Now Belindra's gonna become a Live 2D rigger. I'm not needed anymore.
No. Remember, we're talking to the person who never names their lair, and you. I don't know if you were there when I was animating that left-right emote, but I was sitting there for a good 45 minutes, like muttering to myself, like left, right, 10 turning left, right, and I think even that was enough to fry my brain. But it's not that it's not impossible. You just have to put in the work, and you can do it. You can achieve your dreams. But I think that on top of illustrating is too much for me. So that's why I prefer to leave my fate in the hands of a very talented rigger, because I know they will do a way better job than what I can do. And that
I hope we can find one.
You know, I kind of heard that there was someone that might be interested in working with me. I'll have to check with her.
Oh, congrats.
Thank you. I can't wait to have my child. Okay, so yeah, I think again, I've been assigned homework. I'm assigning it to myself, but essentially I guess the fate or the future of this co-streaming program is we do plan to do a lot of co-streaming in the future, because I want to go through the entire process. So even when I'm done drawing, I want to show you guys Lua's process of rigging it. And you know, if it gets too much, then we could just keep her muted and she can be off on the side. She doesn't want to talk to anybody, then I'll handle everything on my end, and you guys can just watch the process at least. And if you have questions, you know, I feel like Lua would be very accommodating to that.
Absolutely.
But essentially what I'm gonna do is I'm going to continue having my streams, and I'm going to be rigging, or I'm going to be not rigging. I'm not going to do rigging. Absolutely not. I'm going to be drawing my VTuber model, and then I guess we'll take breaks and I'll double check with you to make sure like everything's working according to plan.
Yes.
But my first deliverable is going to be a cleaned up, like I would say like a 75% cleaned up sketch of the character. I guess, should I toss in the base colors or nah? I guess that would help you identify
You know what would really help me? Is you drawing like some references for some movements.
Oh, okay.
So like that thing
So like
flipping
when
up,
she's like,
huh?
mhm.
Was it
So like when she's like angry or like what do you mean?
I mean like for instance, do you want the ribbons in the back to twist around? Or
Oh,
do you want like what is the eye shape when you close the eye? What are the
okay.
ah, e, oo, eh, oh mouth shapes? Would love that.
Do
Um,
you need that in the beginning?
I don't, it's perfectly for my own reference. I'm just curious.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't know actually, but I guess that's a good exercise. So,
Mm-hmm.
okay, let me write this down so I will remember. So, I will not use lime green.
Some like notes about how you
Deliverables.
imagine she moves.
Okay, so
Which is actually something I normally talk. This is actually usually something I talk about with the client, but you are the
yeah,
client, so that's
yes,
why we're talking
I
about
am.
it.
Different mouth. Oh my gosh, my handwriting. Different. Different mouth. I could
Actually,
just
funny.
type this, but I'm an
Good.
artist, so I am using my tools and different eyes. I guess expressions is the
Yeah,
best way.
any list of expressions. Although honestly, a lot of that stuff is kind of easy on my end. Oh, hands. What hands you want and stuff. What movements in general you want.
Movements. So
And
like a fist
again,
versus
yeah. And again, this is kind of like technically you don't need this right now, but since we were talking about different mouth movements,
Mhm.
oh my god, a rigger would love you forever if you drew the face like completely turned to one side and then also looking up and looking down. Just like the
Oh,
shape of the face and like kind of vaguely where the bangs are.
okay.
It's just like a
So
reference.
I guess I'll put head facing
Yeah, rotations are.
Oh, that would have been a much easier way to write it. Directions. I'll just put rotations. So you prefer like side and then like looking up.
Yeah.
This is A plus.
This, if you draw this, your rigger will love you forever. And by
And
the
I
way,
think
when I
this
say
would help
to the
you.
side, I mean I
Uh-huh.
usually mean most riggers will do 3/4, but maybe I'm just gonna get wacky with it and give Blendra a full 180. We'll see.
You know, I saw that was like a new feature, right? That
It's
people are able to
it's
transition.
I wouldn't say it's a new feature. It's more Live 2D is definitely an interesting beast in that people are always coming up with wacky ways to do things that Live 2D was not intended to do. So it's
Mhm.
not a feature of Live 2D, it is a hack. It's a life hack.
Interesting way of putting it.
Yeah.
It makes sense though. Someone just really quick, someone asked how hard is rigging?
How hard is
Like,
rigging?
I guess if you were to put it on a scale from like 1 to 10, 1 being I can pick it up and do it in a day, and 10 being you gotta like really boot camp into this and like focus to learn everything. How hard, like if I were like, Lua, I want to be a rigger, would you be like, oh, you got no chance unless you like really put your nose to the grindstone? Or would you be like, oh, you give it enough time? I think you kind of answered it earlier where you're like, you spent what, 6 weeks on it, but was it like 6 weeks of 24-hour nonstop?
No. So essentially, the thing is that you can get to a pretty serviceable model very quickly as far as learning curve. It's definitely one of those things that's like easy to pick up, hard to master.
Mm-hmm.
So, just by even, okay, honestly, when you're learning, it's much more the real, sorry, my brain is like completely fried right now, or melting down rather. I'm really bad at finding words to form sentences.
Yeah, I mean, it's late, so.
The hardest part about learning to rig is having a good model to start with. That's what I meant. Because if you are learning to rig because you want to know how to draw well, obviously you need to use your own art, and you will very quickly figure out how to rig properly. You can, however, there are a lot of people who upload their models, just like, it's like a full actual VTuber model, but it's free. And also there's some people who have uploaded like an example model. For instance, there's a fantastic rigger named Celia. I think their name is Celia.
Oh yes, I know Celia. I know of her.
Yes. Okay, what's her Twitter at? Oh, I'm dying. Okay, try to find her Twitter at.
Celia.
Do I have one of her tweets bookmarked?
CILLIA. Here she is. Yeah, CILLIA.
Okay. Celia has a like rigged VTuber model that you can buy. I can't remember, it's like $5, $10, $20. That is just like completely, I mean, it's not like it's like an example model, so it's not like there's not a lot of features to it, but it is a fantastic learning tool, because it kind of shows you like, oh, okay, this is how the head moves, and this, a big part of the learning curve is the hierarchy of the deformers. Oh god, now we're getting into the weeds, but so that's a huge thing that you can learn from hers. My biggest advice for learning Live 2D, I have two things. One, join the Live 2D community Discord. There are so many reference materials for you to look at, and literally the best riggers in the world are all in there, and they will answer your questions.
Would you say it's helpful for like an illustrator to hop into that Discord as well? Well, someone says that they're very nice in there too.
They're super nice. I would say it's perfectly fine to go in there. You can even ask them how you would cut stuff up, and they will absolutely answer. And they actually even have like a little marketplace where illustrators can be like, I'm open to commissions, or I have this model you can buy, and stuff like that. So you can actually even do business there.
Do you just Google like 2D, or what is it?
The Live 2D community Discord. I think it's actually linked on the Live 2D site. Live 2D Discord, because it's
like an official one.
Yeah,
it's not like
the official one. It is actually run by Iron Vertex. Yeah, if you search Live 2D Discord, it's the first link, and it's just a discord.com invite.
Click at your own discretion. We don't know what your Google results look like.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Use your brain.
Apparently, it's just discord.com/invite/live2d. There you go.
Okay, there you go. Don't fall for those phishing scams out there. So type it in yourself.
Highly recommend the Live 2D Discord. Yeah, it's run by Iron Vertex, some of the people at Iron Vertex, so it's super helpful. A lot of great learning materials. My other biggest recommendation is follow Live 2D riggers on Twitter, because they love sharing how genius they are and their tips and tricks, and being like, oh, like, you know, today I found out that I can mask this like this and I'll get this result, and everyone's like, oh my god.
Wait, what was that, the Twitter handle, or?
Oh, I didn't have a specific one. Just follow Live 2D riggers in general. Celia is a great one. Celia does a lot of stuff, and they often retweet each other too. So Celia retweets from Hamster Crumbs, who's another fantastic resource. You'll get the idea from there. Just find some Live 2D riggers to follow on Twitter, because they love sharing their work. We love sharing our work.
Yeah, it seems like you guys are pretty cool people. No, but I have seen, like, I've watched some people doing like streaming, some riggers doing streaming, and they're all so accommodating to like people who are eager to learn.
Yeah,
I feel like
I don't know, there's something about Live 2D rigging that is just like really fun, not only to do but also to teach people, because honestly it really isn't that hard to pick up. Some of the hardest parts of it are not even specific to Live 2D. Like, if you have any experience with, I mean, let's go back to the Flash puppet thing, any sort of bone hierarchy or anything like that, whether it's 3D, 2D, whatever, like hierarchies where you understand the parent-child constraint relationship, you are halfway there to learning Life 2D, because that's all Life 2D is parent-child relationships.
That did not make any sense to me,
I
but
hope it
I'm
made sense to
glad.
someone.
I'm sure it clicked with someone in chat. But yeah, I see what you mean though. It's like it's one of those tools where it's like it's kind of like even drawing, right? It's like if you know the fundamentals,
Yes.
you know how to draw. You can draw something, but if you really want to like finesse it to be a great illustration, you have to like learn how to break things and learn how to
Absolutely.
pose things a certain way to make a more appealing composition, all that stuff. So, oh, someone says they're halfway there. Yes, someone understood you.
You got me. Because I have a bit of a background in 3D, and that helps a lot.
Yeah. So it's like I think it's like it's easy. It seems like it's easy to pick up, but it's like hard to master, like you said. It's like if you really want like an amazing product, you really have to put your nose to the grindstone. Then
You gotta rig a lot of models. That's really all that comes down to it. I mean, at this point, we can take a look at how many I've rigged.
And make friends with a lot of illustrators.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. We've got Abigail. We've got my Animal Crossing one.
Oh, this is a great demo of your work too.
Yeah. This one I rigged on stream. It took me about 3 hours to rig.
Like from beginning to end? Just 3 hours? Wow.
Sorry, I breathed in too fast.
Oh god.
We have Akumako Ray, who's another one of my child. Abigail is my child. Akumako Ray is also my child. I made this chibi model. This was actually one of my first alternate models that I made. So this is a long time ago I made this one. And actually I released this, I released the art for this one on my YouTube. If you search up Lua Lucky Chibi, you can download the PSD for this if you want to practice. Or
I can just shout out all your socials. There you go. Please give her a follow on YouTube and Twitter.
I made one for my dad. This one's for my friend Farah, who I dragged into VTubing.
So how long have you been doing VTubing? Or rigging, I guess.
1 year and 3 months.
I was like, what?
1 month! I started 6 weeks ago.
I did. I made 20 models in 6 weeks. Just pick it up, easy.
Yeah, easy. There's Himiko Q, who just debuted a few weeks ago. Here's my first, okay, technically it's not my first model, but it's the model I debuted with, because I created a model, I like started rigging, and then I'm like, wow, the art is not set up for this. Restarted, started rigging. The art is still not set up for this. Restarted. Then this was it. So like I said, rigging your own art is the fastest way to find out if the art is good enough. Is it not? Sorry, not the art. Is the art cut up properly?
What issues did you run into like that made you think that it wasn't suited for rigging?
It's really hard to explain. Just like,
oh, okay, never mind.
The way, just like, I mean, like for instance, even this one, the ribbon, it's just top part and bottom part. It's not even splinted to left and right. And the shawl is all one piece. And for this one, the skirt is all one piece, as opposed to the next iteration of this model. Oh, sorry, I'm not sharing it on my stream.
Oops.
Sorry about that. Thank you for telling me in chat. So, for instance, in this one, when I made the skirt, I cut it in such a way that you can actually make it look 2D,
like
or just like 3D. Yeah. So actually, in fact, the insides are all their own layers, and then there's the outsides, and it gets kind of complicated from there. So this model was like my fourth time making a full VTuber model, technically.
Oh my gosh.
And then we moved on to the one that I currently have, and that's when I started making stupid models. Actually, I don't even know why I just loaded this one, but that's when I started making stupid models, like my Muppet models, which are released for free for anyone to like customize.
That's so cool.
And actually, or my South Park model, which I just released for what was that, for like Christmas? I think I released
Oh
a
my
vlog.
goodness, that's amazing.
So anyone, I have this model up on my Twitter, and anyone can download it and then change the texture atlas, and then just have their own South Park model. So they don't
I
even
love how it
need
like
live 2D.
it even moves like the South Park animations.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I think I did a pretty good job with this one. Gotta say, I went off with this one. That's it. Oh.
I was gonna say, like, you know, when you mentioned that you drew something and then you realized that it wasn't suited, or it wasn't gonna be like, you couldn't make it like into the perfect VTuber, and you had to go back and you had to redraw it. Like, so one of my strengths is that I draw incredibly fast. So I feel like what could possibly happen is I will send you a file and you'll be like, Belinda, you forgot to draw this. And then you can just send it back to me and I can send you a new file. Would that be like something you can like re-import?
Yes.
And like just continue on?
Yes.
Okay.
You can re-import the same PSD back in and update everything, and and create the new
so you wouldn't have to
layers.
like remap everything again.
Oh God, no.
Okay, good.
That's also how you would, like, you asked earlier about like, can I add like cat ears? That's how you do the same thing.
Okay, that's true. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I have a lot of homework. It seems like. Let's see. So
I don't even
full
have
body is ideal. I don't know what to use a full body for yet, but I guess it's better
fine.
to have that.
This one, I
And
also shop
then
this one. Because I started drawing this and finished rigging it in, what was it? Wait, what was it, chat? Was it 2 hours?
what?
Was it like 1 hour and 45 minutes, or was it 2 hours and 45 minutes? I can't really remember.
Still, that's insane. Like, just like, I don't even think I can finish drawing that in 2 hours.
No, you can. I did a bad job on this.
Let's see.
It was like a speed run challenge for myself to see how fast I could do it.
That is so cool, though. I love that. Someone says first ever mocapped South Park episode when. That's so good. All right. Let me see. This is kind of a weird question.
Oh, go ahead.
But so you know how like my character wears like these wrist cuffs, right?
Yes.
So is there a way, like, if I move my arm like up, then the cup would go one way, because it's like wider at the base and thinner at the wrist. So I'm assuming it would like kind of move around like a bell, like here or like here, depending on like which way she moves her wrist.
Yep.
Does those physics work too?
I mean, physics is a strong word. Nothing is physics in Live 2D. I mean, people who know Live 2D think that sounds strange, but you know what I mean. Okay, it was 2 hours and 45 minutes that I made this model in. Okay, so the way I would do that is you need to draw the whole front of the model of it and the whole back of it, so that like anytime I might be showing if I might happen to show one side of it, I have that as material. Does that make sense? It's possible. Is the short answer.
Yes. Okay, so as long as I can imagine it moving, I should draw it. I should draw it in every position I can think of, basically.
I mean, you don't have to redraw it in the different positions.
Well, yeah, just like what is it? Fill in the spaces for however.
So
it
in
would
this
move.
case, you just need to draw the front and the back. The
What
part that
about
shows in
the-
front of it, and the part that shows in front of the wrist, and the part that shows behind the wrist.
Okay. That makes sense. Oh man, I'm trying to think of like other questions I could ask you. Oh, someone made a good point the other day, and this is like the curse of the 2D artist, is like my character's hair is kind of interesting in the way that it's done, because I wouldn't know how to really model it, I guess. So I guess the closest I can think of is like, I don't know, like Gumi from Vocaloid.
Yeah.
Would you know how to rig my hair? Like, would you be able to help me break down to rig my hair.
So,
like, because even her hair, I don't even know if you can see the back of her character, but
yes, I know exactly what you mean. Where it always looks like it's flipping out, no matter what.
Yeah.
Look, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. Is that gonna be a problem?
It's not a problem. It's just gonna be an interesting. Well, okay. It's a puzzle. It's not a problem.
That's the program in you.
Yeah, it actually kind of is.
I guess this is a eBay link, but
there's some very interesting solutions to this that are I don't want to fill your brain with right now.
But there's a possibility.
There's always a way.
Okay, I like that. It's kind of like the Mickey Mouse thing, right? It's like when he turns his head, like you always want to see the 2 ears.
Yep.
Kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll figure something out.
I mean, I could tell you the easy way to do it. You just draw the hair in such a way that it's always going to kind of be flipped out like that, which, may look kind of weird. We don't have to do it that way. We can get really tricky with it.
Interesting.
But I think that for most riggers, that is what would happen. Because usually what you would do in any hair situation is the whole back of the hair, including the top of the head, is one piece.
The whole back of the head.
So like all the hair that's behind the head.
Yeah.
Including the top of the head. So like where your part is and stuff is all one layer, usually.
How is that possible? Aren't each of the hair layers like because I know you're on your character, you have like layering effect.
Yeah.
Don't I have to separate that?
That's where it gets I'm just saying usually.
That's
what
okay.
You'll see.
So when you work with the pros, it's different.
When you're talking directly with the rigger, you might get a different answer.
I see.
But that is almost always what you'll see from an artist. And the specular can be a different layer. Like someone in my chat said the specular can be a different layer. I assume you're meaning like they mean the hair highlights. I mean, yeah.
Oh.
That would be nice.
So it's like as you turn your head, the shine would also move with it.
Sure.
Wow, specular. That's some SAT words we got in chat.
The person who asked is a 3D modeler, so it's called specular in 3D modeling.
I like these terms. It's like you need very specific terms when you're talking about this stuff.
Yeah,
so
you do.
Good vocabulary to learn.
It's actually kind of interesting because Live 2D is so new, especially in the West, but I mean in Japan too, that all of these words are being made up right as we speak. I mean, even Live 2D rigger is only one of the terms. In Japan, they're called Live 2D modelers. Some people might also call themselves like a Live 2D animator. There's a ton of different terms for all this. There's no common parlance. Talk about an SAT word.
Live 2D ray tracing. Is that a 3D thing or?
Ray tracing is like how you get accurate, physically accurate lighting in 3D games and stuff. Sorry, I'm a video games programmer too. Can you tell?
RTX on.
RTX on.
I'm gonna turn 3D all of a sudden.
Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to see all this. I can't wait to see how this turns out.
This is gonna be so cool. I think just even thinking about like watching the progression of this, like you see it on your end because you've drawn the VTuber from beginning, like from a blank canvas all the way to having it modeled and moving around. But for me and probably my chat, who like they probably don't get to see all the behind the scenes for this, which is why I was so excited to like have this co-stream kind of thing, because it's like it's like edutainment, you said, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's like interesting, but it's like, I don't know, it makes you kind of appreciate the work that goes in behind the scenes kind of thing.
Yeah, I find creative streams and people making stuff on stream extremely inspiring. That's why I love watching your streams too.
Oh, you. I always say like my streams is literally watching paint dry. It's like digital paint drying.
True. I love your streams. They're so good.
Thank you. I'm blushing, but you can't see it because I'm a PNG. Well, actually my PNG is blushing too.
Soon,
but yeah,
soon
I will be able to blush in real time with a hotkey.
Or just, I mean, common thing is just if you smile enough, there's blush.
Oh, that's cute too.
Yeah, that's what I do at least.
Man. Oh, okay. So, okay, I guess we can talk timeline then, and
Yes, that's a good
and
idea.
workflow.
Especially with AX coming up.
Let's not talk about anime. Actually. That didn't happen.
No, I didn't just say anything.
Nope. I don't know what you're talking about. This is gonna be my next focus for the next how
It's okay.
long?
You'll just
do you
print
think
out
it'll
your
take?
VTuber and sell it as a print.
As a paper puppet,
Yeah. Oh my god, that'd be so cute.
DIY VTuber at home. That would be
love
so
that.
cute.
That would be so cute.
I'll have like the thumbtacks in it and everything, or what are they called? Not
Yes.
thumbtacks, but it's like
No,
that foldy.
I have no idea. I haven't used one of those since I was in like 4th grade.
Same. Hand puppets, yes. Oh, we can do a Muppet for you and sell a package deal. Muppet with a paper puppet.
Yes. Perfect.
It will confuse everybody who hasn't watched the stream, but that's fine.
Yeah. It's lore.
Yes. Anyway, okay. So timeline wise, I think if I really get to it, I can finish a drawing. Well, at least you just need the base, right? Because you're gonna help me map it out, right?
I
So I
mean,
can probably get that to you.
We could even attempt to do it on the current one, but it gets a little tricky when it gets down to the details. So yeah, some details would be helpful.
How would you feel? This might be overcommitting us, but how do you feel about every Friday we spend at least like an hour or so working together?
Works for me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because then I can like walk you through, or you can watch me do my thing, and then you can work on your thing at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, because Lua, you take commissions.
I do. I have a commission. I have a commission currently that I'm going to be working on starting next week.
Yeah, so I think what would be a good idea is like we can just leave each other up, or I can leave you up at least, and that, you know, if chat has any questions, I'll just poke you or whoever, or you can just monitor the chat or whatever. We should probably be discussing this off stream, but
It's funny because we've had actually the same discussion already.
yes. I'm just trying to remind myself of like how it works, but someone in chat says they would love to see that.
Yeah, my chat's saying they're excited about it too.
Oh really? Oh, how
Yeah.
exciting. I feel like this is pretty unique kind of streaming content.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, and you know, if anybody in your chat also has questions about illustration, like I'm also like very eager to help beginning artists. So don't be shy if you ever have any questions.
I'm sure they will. I don't have answers for them.
Just like if anyone has any questions for me on rigging, I don't have any answers. Like Lua mentioned she saw one of my VODs. It was literally the blind leading the blind. I was like, what do I do with this arm? And then they were like, maybe you could do this. And I was like, can I do that? I don't know. So yeah, I think that would be pretty cool. So I guess, I mean, we can discuss like the logistics off stream, but essentially I'll be working on my illustration portion, and then you'll be working on your commissions or whatever else you have you. And then when I'm complete with my part, I will still have you up, and I'll be continuing to work on my own thing while you begin to rig.
Probably AX crunching.
Yes, I will probably be. We shall not speak of said convention prepping.
Back to the Artist Alley basement we go.
Oh my god. Literally, man, when I had to prep for AX, I used to live stream when it was like Justin TV or
Oh my god.
what was that other like it was before Twitch. No, it wasn't Ricardo. I think it was actually Twitch, or it was livestream dot something. Anyway.
Oh yes. Yeah.
And I would have like literally 8 to 10 hour streams of just working.
Oh my
and
god.
People
You
would
have
have to remind
stamina
me
I
to like
couldn't
get up.
imagine.
Yeah, so people would have to like remind me to get water or eat something, which is where like the hydrate thing comes in really handy. But yeah, okay, let's commit like an hour at least, or an hour and a half or whatever, every Friday evening, and then we get to work. But I'll also work on things behind the scenes, so it's a little more entertaining on my end, because sometimes I'm literally just like, how do I fix this arm? And then I'll sit there for 30 minutes.
You
like,
say that, but I guarantee you that live city rigging is 1,000 times more boring than any part of the art process. There's like 3 parts of live city rigging that's really interesting, and then it's 40 hours of moving a single vertex and being like, that still doesn't look right, and then moving again, like, man, I don't know what's wrong. And just staring. And like you said, like just staring at it, but it's like, it's somehow even worse because it's not even like you're creating anything. You're just slightly moving something.
don't worry, that's my attitude. It's like, why is this like the head is like slightly too big, and I keep like playing with the size of the head, and
yeah,
it's like a nightmare. But okay, sounds like it'll be good. That's a good plan. And then someone asked me, could I make hydrate cheaper? No! Then people are gonna spam hydrate. I'm gonna have to use the bathroom like every 30 minutes.
I don't. You know what hydration costs on my channel? 0 points and 0
there you
cents.
There you go.
Spam hydrate at me. I need it.
There you go. Go to Lua's YouTube channel. ! Hold on, I'm gonna. Oh, someone redeemed the hydrate. We gotta take a sip of water. We have been talking for like, well, you've been talking for like 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours now, nonstop.
Honestly, I rant. Did someone say, someone said, were you referencing Ustream?
Oh yes, Ustream. That's what it was. Yes.
Apparently it was bought by IBM and then killed.
It was Ustream, then Justin TV, then Twitch, and I actually streamed on Twitch. And then I was like, this is stupid. And then I went on Instagram, and then I went on YouTube, and now I'm back on Twitch. So I'm just a hermit, going everywhere on the internet. And then like, you know, I'm also like, I also have a lot of experience just like drawing, because I would draw in person, right? I would go to a cafe or like draw in class or whatever, and people would just come up to me, or like Anime Expo, people would come up to me, and then they would be like just have conversations with me. So that's why it comes so naturally to like just draw and talk, because it happens to me all the time. So
I have no skill in live city rigging and talking at the same time.
I feel like you can't do that. It's hard to like.
You can definitely do it. I just need to build it up. I just need to get better at it. There's certain parts that I absolutely can because they're so mindless, but there's some parts where part of the problem, honestly, for me is that live 2D rigging is so meditative that I just chill out so much that I don't have I'm not like built up to like, you know.
Yeah. Not like me. I mean, this is just like brain, like just it's like stream of consciousness style of drawing. So it's like I can literally just talk and move my hand and something appears and it's like, yay! And then I have to go back and fix it, which is what takes forever.
True. Yes. Agreed. Agreed. That's the part. Yeah, that's the part I'm like, nah. Let's do this off stream. Although I used to do these streams where a couple of times I've done streams where I'll stream on Twitch because I'm like, this is gonna be super boring because I'm just gonna be completely silent, and then I put on a podcast and I'm like, podcast, listen along, everybody, let's go. Outsourcing the work for me.
Yep, exactly. And someone says, or you'd be muttering to yourself while trying to figure out how something works.
Yes,
I feel like that's when I scare chat, is like when I go into that mode where like she's like, uh-oh, she's muttering to herself. It's like left, right, left, right, left, right.
Wait until I'm like, oh god, this rotation deformer isn't getting parented to the warp deformer. Oh, god, the physics, what is it? It's just not lining up. The acceleration isn't good enough. Oh gosh.
And that's when I quietly mute Lua. Devin. No, I mean it's quality content. We'll make lots of memes. It'll be great.
Oh, it's gonna be wacky.
Yeah. Again, please follow Lua on her YouTube channel. And she also does like a lot of other things. You're like a crazy variety streamer. You play games, you wash dishes.
I don't know.
Now she's gonna be rigging on Twitch. All I do is draw and play video games, so I'm not too much more interesting.
Yes.
Okay. So I have my homework. I'll speak with you a little bit later about what I have so far and how it looks and stuff like that. And I think it'll be really cool to be like co-streaming, and I'll send you something and be like, how does this look so far? Or like while you're rigging, you'll be like, what do you think about like the hair moving like this or whatever? Man, that's gonna be fun. I don't
It
know.
is gonna
I'm
be
like
cool.
muttering to myself at this point. I'm like speaking in circles, but it's like I'm really, really excited with how this is gonna end up going. Yeah.
And then one day, everyone will be able to look back at all the VODs and be like, "Whoa, this is how Balindra was born."
I know, right?
It's your
I'm gonna
gestation
make.
period.
Oh God, let's not phrase it that way.
Oh, I love phrasing rigging VTubers as pregnancy. It's very funny to me.
Yeah, once my parents find win that I'm pregnant, we're gonna have different conversations, huh?
Pregnant with yourself.
You don't get it, it's my VTuber baby, mom.
Yeah.
Yikes. Okay, so I'm going to try to finish as much as I can before. I don't know if I'll be able to like part everything, but at the very least, I'll have like a flat image. And then I think because it's still the sketch phase, we can cut it up then. And then I'll know when to like render it clearly, like in what areas and stuff like that.
Yeah. I'm warning you now. There's gonna be some weirdness because there's like very similar to how we're gonna be drawing the head face forward, but the body isn't. There's gonna be certain things that we're just gonna have to draw face forward, even though everything around it, like all the other parts of it aren't. Which is gonna be weird, and it sucks, but you know, that's what we gotta do for perfection, baby.
Don't worry, I'm willing to put in the work to make sure that we have like an amazing
Make the
product
dream
at the
work.
end. Yeah, I mean, there's no point in putting this many hours in for like a subpar product. So
Yeah.
we're gonna both work very hard. And
yeah.
yeah. Let's see. I think so we're closing in on the 3-hour mark. I think I guess for future streams, I guess we're not going to be doing a walkthrough of the program itself, the live 2D
At least
rigging
not now.
portion. Yeah, not for a while. So if you're
Yeah.
tuning in for that, for like a walkthrough of the live 2D program itself, that'll probably be a little bit later. But if you're interested in learning about the illustration portion of the VTuber, that's what you'll be wanting to tuning into for the next few Fridays.
I should also note that I will be doing. It's somewhat likely I'll probably do some live city streams in addition to our Friday streams. Just because there's no way it would take so many streams in order to finish the live city model.
Of
So
course.
if you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, I'll probably be doing some other live city streams in which I'm more than happy to take whatever time it takes to answer any of your questions.
Oh no, someone says
VTuber
AX
Fridays.
grind. No. That's possibly what it's gonna end up being, to be honest.
Ooh, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I know what I signed up for. No. This is gonna be great because we're gonna have our big debut.
Yes.
Let's aim for like, I don't know. You think summer would be? Is that too far off?
I don't know. I have no idea. I really have no idea, and I don't really know what my schedule looks like because there's like people who have essentially reserved me to rig them, but I don't know when their models are done.
Ah, okay.
Which is unfortunate. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we'll play it by ear. We'll see how it works. But
I would say I think that maybe beginning of summer, end of spring. That was probably a pretty good estimate. Or sorry, did I say end of spring? End of spring, beginning of summer. Yeah.
yeah, we got that Balindra merch coming in hot.
Yeah.
For when I become a VTuber.
Just your VTuber model, but T-posing, and it's on a T-shirt.
Yes. Well, I'll make that a thing. Oh no, cursed merch already. Yeah, smash that like button. Go to her YouTube, follow her on Twitter, and if you're on Lua's channel, come to my Twitch channel.
Please do, please. I have your stream linked, pinned at the top of the chat. There's absolutely no excuse. Oh yes, my chat wants me to mention that speaking of debuts, I'm having my 3D debut tomorrow at noon PST. If you weren't here for that talk, that's what I will literally be up all night tonight getting ready for that. So please have mercy on me and come see it.
Yes, make all that work worth it. Come see the grand debut.
Whoa.
Yeah, it'll be tomorrow at noon on her YouTube channel.
Yeah. The waiting room's already up, so you can click remind if you are so inclined.
Yes, get your morning coffee or wherever you are in the world, dinner, lunch, breakfast, and go tune in. Okay, I think I have enough information. Chat, if you have any other questions about VTubing or anything else, speak now or forever hold your peace.
Exactly.
I think we're winding down on this stream. I've certainly learned a lot.
Is your brain full to bursting?
I think I've earned like 2 or 3 brain wrinkles today.
Yes.
Those are like the deep brain wrinkles, the ones that
Yeah.
retain a lot
Let's
of
hope.
information. So this program that you're using is you said download on Steam, right?
Yep.
It's a V2 or Vroid. What was it?
VTube Studio.
VTube Studio.
Vroid is a free 3D VTuber, 3D model creation program.
Oh, is there a link to it? If I can find my mouse. VTube Studio. It says denchisoft.com.
Exactly.
Okay, so I'm gonna link this chat. You can enjoy that. And then there's so does that mean you have to have Steam running when you
there's actually no, because he included a exe that you can start without Steam running.
Oh, okay, so it's free, but you have to pay $15 to remove the watermark, which is totally fine.
Oh yeah, that's how it works. Yeah, there you go. I forgot it's free. There you go.
And then
sorry, just really quickly, the part of the payment thing is in order to stream from your phone for more than 5 minutes, you have to then pay on your phone too.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so is that the app that you download from the Apple Store or
yeah, whatever
Android?
your local app store, yeah.
And it's the same
VTube Studio, yeah.
VTube Studio, okay. So you would find that on Google or Apple, I'm assuming. Okay, VTube Studio in the Apple Store. I'm gonna just link all this stuff. And then
someone asked the average canvas size.
Yes.
Big, at least 6,000 like width or so.
Yeah,
or like
and you
around
want to
6. Let's say big.
Yeah, and you want to draw at least 300 DPI, which is dots per inch. That's also what you want to draw at when you want to do things for print. I do 350 for print, so that's like, it's just a good habit to have, is just to draw things at a high density so that you can upscale it, or it won't be blurry if you do decide to upscale it a little bit in the future. So I dumped all those links to download VTube Studio for mobile and for PC and for whatever else. And then the Live 2D apparently is free,
It is.
which I still did not know. I could not believe it.
Yeah.
It's free to download, so I'm gonna just click download. Okay, so
it's addicting. I have to say, Live 3D rigging is very addicting, at least for me.
so there's Cubism Editor,
That's
Cubism
the one you want.
SDK.
Cubism Editor is the one you want. Ignore all the rest of them.
Looks like there's some sample data you can download too, but this is essentially what you want to go to download. So this is free as well. There is limitations in the software so that you are restricted to like certain parameters or assets or whatever like that.
Yeah, you can look through it doesn't mean anything until you know how to use Live 2D, really.
Right. And then, but if you want to continue using it for the Pro edition, then you have to pay like a subscription model. Correct?
Yes. It's about $100 a year, which is what I pay.
Okay. Which is somewhat fair. I mean, considering
compared to like Adobe and stuff, very fair.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So all of this is like free to just download tonight if you guys wanted to play with it. And I'm certainly gonna just like try to dabble in it as well, just to get a kind of basic understanding of what I'm getting myself into. But
yes, I if I could find them quickly enough, I would. But there are some free VTuber models, like just completely finished VTuber models.
Is it this?
No, those I don't think you can open in the editor. I think you can only open those as like that's a finished VTuber model. Let me actually try to find it, because the one I'm thinking of specifically is super helpful. I'm just finding stuff that I've posted. Usually it comes from like clients ghosted on the artist and they're like, okay, here's just the free model.
Oh, I see. Yikes.
Yeah, it's a pretty big yikes. It's gonna be yikes for me, dog.
Because you're a dog.
Ooh, oh.
I'm nailing it with the puns today.
Oh my gosh.
I
Okay,
do
well, I can't find
too.
it right now, but I'm gonna retweet it. After the stream. So follow me on Twitter or something, and I'll retweet the free VTuber model that I have downloaded.
Chat, what? Why am I getting all these stinky faces? All right. So I think that's I think chat's good on the questions. I think I'm also pretty good on. Oh, real quick. I don't know if this is gonna open a can of worms, but if you have hair that overlaps eyes, what do you do for, like, do you just cover the eye, or is there a way to show transparency of the eye?
There is a way to show transparency of the eye. Is the short answer to your question.
Okay, good. As much as possible.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right then. I think in that case, that's a good place to end the stream, right? Does your chat have any questions, or are we
I
good?
think they're good. They're pretty chill. They've heard me talk about all this before.
Sorry to make you say it all over.
They stick around for my rants apparently, so.
Yeah, and Lua actually has like a 3-hour long VOD of a stream of like just breaking down a VTuber and like common misconceptions or things that you wish could be done, or I don't know if that VOD's still up. But...
it is, yeah. I have a VOD that I did somewhat recently where I was talking about like common mistakes that VTuber artists make that make the rigger's life a little harder. I also have in the past, like I said, I have that stream where I just do an entire model. I draw it and rig it in the same stream, and that's 3 hours. It's a 3-hour stream. Honestly, if you just search like Lua Lucky Live Today, you'll find all kinds of stuff that I've done. Oh, my chibi model drawing stream is very informative. If for like 101 drawing for VTuber models.
Wait, is that on your YouTube channel?
It is on my YouTube channel, yeah.
Okay, I will look for that too.
Because it's very simple. Because it's just a little chibi model, so it's just right. Brass tacks.
Yeah. Sounds good. Okay, I'm gonna look into that. Okay, then I guess the next step from here is I will work on this drawing. I will communicate with you off stream, and then I will see you back on the stream next week on Friday at 8 p.m. Pacific time, probably.
Yeah, sounds
and then
good.
We'll just work for a little bit, and then we might run off and do our own things, but at least we'll commit like an hour or so every week with each other. And then chat, if you ever have any questions about illustrations and or live 2D, feel free to ask, because you have an illustrator here and you have a live 2D rigger here, so we will answer your questions to the best of our abilities. And yeah, I think we just want to be kind of a great asset for you guys as well, and they might have great points that we don't even consider. So any question, there's no stupid questions, just ask anything, because it might be helpful to anybody who might be too shy to ask the question on their own. And then I think that would be it, right? Are we good?
Yeah, woo!
We did 3 hours of intro to VTubing. It was so helpful. Like,
I'm glad. I hope I wasn't just word spaghetti. I'm sure it was mostly, but maybe you learned one or two things.
That's I'm so excited to hear like how easy it is to just set up something. I might even just try it tonight, like just to dance around in the program and see how it looks.
What do I have them open? You stream as Akari, not stream, but open Akari up. I deleted them. I deleted them. They're not here. They're not here. But yeah, there's some free models in here. Go play with them. Hiyori, Hijiki, and Ayori, and then there's like a dog that are all free.
On Lua's Twitter account, right?
No, these just come with the program.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, okay. There's VTuber models that just come with VTube Studio. You're not allowed to stream with them, but they're perfect for testing stuff out. As far as a free model, I think they took the post down, and I'm a little bummed about that. So I'll keep looking for an alternative.
Mhm.
And then I'll find something that people can use to practice rigging with. Yeah.
I promised chat puppy pictures because you sent them some cursed artwork, so I have to look
Oh,
up
that's right. Yes.
a Samoyed because those are the cutest dogs ever. Here, chat. Here's some eye bleach.
Here you go.
Enjoy your doggos.
Whoa, look at them all.
And
They're so cute.
oh, and look, Lua has her little puppy dog ears too. All right. So, I guess you can hop out of the call if you want. I'm gonna have some closing words with chat, and it was nice to meet your YouTube channel as well.
Yes.
It was great. First co-stream, I think it'll
Yes.
just get better from here, everyone. This was like literally first test run to see how this goes.
Yes, it was so nice to meet you, Belindra's chat, even though I'm in there frequently.
Yeah, and it's still kind of weird to hear myself be called Belindra, so feel free to
Sorry.
call me anything else. No, it's fine. It's got part of my name in it, so it makes
I'll
sense.
just call you Belinda. I mean, I don't know. I didn't know. Belinda.
No. It's like when I go to Anime Expo, like people are like, "Oh my gosh, it's Belindra," and I'm like, "Oh, it sounds weird." It's got half my name in it, so and also thank you for the follow, Dork Angle. That's a great name.
Yes,
Brain
Dork
Spaghetti.
Angle. I hope everyone from my chat is following.
Yes. Oh, I see Dork Angle is on your chat.
Yes, Dork Angles. Dork
Welcome.
Angles, a regular.
And then just some closing words. I have a community Discord if anybody would like to join. Lua is also there, so if you would like to ask her any questions. And we have like a large community of illustrators too, so if you have any illustration questions, we're all very eager to help. Also, thank you for the follow, Acer Bandit.
Yes.
And then, yeah. And KT Chung, thank you for the follow. Someone says, hey, when you become a VTuber, we can call you Belindra. Well, you call me Belindra anyway. It's kind of weird because like it's like it came from a typo. Like
really?
my website or my artist name used to be called Belinda Draws, and someone misread it as Belindra. So I was like, oh, that's kind of got a ring to it.
Yeah, I thought it was just a pun.
It became a pun right there. I'm born out of a pun.
Oh, what a beautiful backstory.
I also have a male gender bend version who came recently named Belindrew.
That's so
I threw
good.
him as a Valentine's Day thing. Acer Bandit, cool stream. It was fun watching back and forth between your streams. Yeah, you can watch mine. Mine's better because Lua's always forgetting to fix her stream.
You are correct. I'm not gonna lie. You are correct.
No, I'm just kidding. No, just leave both our streams up. Get our viewer counts up.
Maybe in the future we'll just not show each other's screens, so they have to pull up both streams.
That's
There's an
true.
idea.
That's true. We gave him a teaser, and now you gotta open both windows in your browser.
Or maybe I'll just stream on Twitch and we can do co-streams. Like actually, although do you have to be a partner to do that?
I have no idea.
Oh, I have to look into that.
I'm the old fossil of the channel, so we'll figure it out. Don't worry about it.
Anyway,
so far so good. Anyway, yeah, it's late. You have a lot more to do tonight, so
I do. I'm not gonna be sleeping. Pretty great.
Thank you for letting me keep you up. Again, everybody, please tune in for Lua's 3D model debut tomorrow at noon at her YouTube channel. Oh, Fox, thank you for gifting Dork Angle that sub. Teach everyone how to use picture-in-picture in Chrome and Firefox. No. All right, so I'll let you go, and then I'm gonna continue hanging out with chat for a little bit longer. But yeah, if you have any final words you'd like to say, or we're good. We've had a lot of final words. So.
Nice to meet y'all.
Get out!
Get out of here! I can't wait to leave. God.
Anyway, again, for the 100th time, thank you again so much for doing this with me and for offering to rig my model, become my VTube mama.
Yeah, no problem. My pleasure, honestly.
Yeah, and it'll be quite a journey, but we'll make it, and there'll be a spectacular moving Belindra at the end of all of this.
Can't
and
wait.
We'll all be proud and cry tears of joy. First time in history she moves. We'll see. All right, take care. I'll see you next week, and good luck on tomorrow's debut.
Thank you. I'll see you. Bye.
All right. Get out of here.
Woo.
Bye.
Okay. It's just us, chat. Disconnect. Oh, it's just. Oh no, it's all gone. Everything's gone. I'm so tiny. It's just us, chat. The Twitch people, the scary Twitch people are gone. But yeah, like Belinda said, I need to leave. I need to leave immediately to go work on everything else. Get it ready for 3D stream tomorrow, which will be at noon PST if you haven't heard that enough. And if every single one of you aren't there, don't bother coming back. No. I'm joking, of course, but people, me and Nuos have put so much blood, sweat, and tears into this. I really hope you'll come. So, see y'all. Goodbye. Goodbye. Whoops.